order at 6:03 p.m. Father Cyril from Holy Resurrection American Coptic Orthodox Church will be doing the invocation. And then I'll have Levi Stockton, if you could please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mayor Vargas. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you are the fountain of blessings, wisdom, and peace. We ask your blessing upon this gathering and upon all who serve in this council. Grant them clarity of mind, unity of purpose, and compassion in every decision they make, that all their work may be for the good and the welfare of those whom they serve. Lord, we pray for the peace, the protection, and prosperity of the city of Hawthorne and all its citizens. Lord, we pray that you continue to abundantly bless our city, that it may be a place of kindness, compassion, and peace. Inspire every heart to look after their neighbor and to seek the good of all. Let your light shine in every home and every street of our city, that our city may continue to be a city of good neighbors united in love. Strengthen and safeguard our first responders who daily serve with courage and devotion. Enlighten us, O Lord, with your wisdom. In Christ Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thank you, sir. We're going to defer to Councilwoman Faye Johnson, please.
Sorry, Levi. I'm going to steal your thunder. Actually, the ladies behind you are going to steal your thunder. It's my privilege tonight to share something truly special with you. The American Legion Auxiliary Jackie Robinson Unit 252 Color Guard are members of the world's largest veteran service organization. For over 40 years, this Los Angeles-based all-female color guard has been dedicated to voluntary service by presenting our nation's colors at many events to honor our country, veterans, and many patriotic events. This current unit is of the 252 Color Guard is a 2025 American Legion National Champions in the Military Open class. Now, before they present the colors, I would like to recognize our veterans and military members this evening. If you would please stand. I would also like everyone else to please stand and welcome the American Legion Auxiliary Jackie Robinson Unit 252 Color Guard.
Color Guard. Harry, color. Forward, walk. Color Guard. Up. Left, face. Present arm.
For all those in the military uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Veterans and members of the armed forces may render a military salute. Everyone else, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color Guard. Order, arm. Right, face. Forward, walk. Color Guard. Up. Hold up.
You may be seated.
Thank you, ma'am. The roll call, please.
Councilmember Johnson,
Present?
Councilmember Manning, Councilmember Reyes English,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Montero, Mayor Vargas.
Here. Okay. we will be starting off tonight's meeting with the closed session. Madam Clerk, item 1, please.
The waiver, item 8.
No? If you could read it. Yeah.
Item 1, closed session, public employee appointment, Government Code Section 54957B1, title, interim city attorney. Conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, unrepresented employee, interim city attorney, city negotiator, city manager.
Okay. Is there any comment from the public on this item? If not, oral communication on this specific item is closed, so ordered. So we will now recess the city council meeting to conduct a closed session for a conference pursuant to the agenda at 6:09 p.m. We are in recess. met in closed session for a conference pursuant to the agenda listed as item 1. Outside counsel, could you please read out?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City Council met in closed session to discuss the appointment of the interim city attorney, and on a vote of 4-1, with Councilmember Reyes English voting no, the City Council has appointed Mr. Caceres as the interim city attorney.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, that's just direction. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. At this time, I'm going to take item 14 out of order, but in order to do that, I'm going to bring
Can't do that.
item 8,
Yes, please.
which is the approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and ordinances on Wednesday's November 12, 2025 agenda. Anybody for the audience would like to comment on item number 8 that's on the agenda? If not, I'll declare oral comment on item 8 closed, so ordered. I move, ma'am, can you just read it yourself, please, and then we'll vote on it? Item 8.
Item 8, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and ordinances on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025's agenda.
I move.
Yep.
Please vote.
The votes are in. The voting reflects mayor and council voting yes.
So, which one do it? Okay. So item 13 is out of order. Is there any member of the public that would like to address item number 13? Seeing no one, if there are no objections, I'll declare oral communications closed, so ordered. Madam Clerk, can you read item 13?
Hold on a second. Oh. I actually have item 14.
13, please.
Is that the lease? I have-
That's the ordinance.
Okay, here we go, sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Ordinance number 2259, first reading, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, amending sections 2.06230, directions and instructions from City Council, limit on directives of Chapter 2.06, City Council, to Title II, Administration, Civil Service, and Personnel of the Hawthorne Municipal Code, and making a finding of exemption in compliance with CEQA in connection therewith.
Okay, I'll move to introduce that item, please.
Second. No, no second.
Thank you. So now, a lot of people are here for this. So I would like to bring item 14, the approval of the new master ground lease. Ground lease, okay, just want to highlight that, so some people out there are asking. So, ma'am, could you go ahead and read that, please?
Item 14, approval of new master ground lease.
First of all, for those of you who have read, is there anybody who would like to make a comment on item 14? Right now is the appropriate time to make a comment on the ground lease. Yes, there you go. Mr. City Attorney, should she read this before people comment on it, or is it okay with the way I called for the?
You're fine. There was a waiver of the ordinance, and there is now also a waiver of the ground lease, reading of it, and so she can now make her public comment. She has up to your discretion.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, staff members, and neighbors. I just have a question. There has been a lot of rumors going around on Facebook and on Nextdoor and in the newspapers and things like that about this issue. And I looked at the supporting documents today, and it says that there's no fiscal impact on the city of Hawthorne, which doesn't make sense to me when we're talking about what I believe was $126 million. That sounds like a pretty significant financial impact on the city of Hawthorne, I think it would be wise for you to let the community know the specifics of what's going on with this, because it doesn't smell good. Thank you very much.
Next person.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time. I would like to expand on what she said. We need more information on the impact of Archer Aviation and what they plan to do in the area. I live on the north side of the airport, and I'm very concerned that they are going to be testing rather than having their technology perfected. I don't want a drone flying above my house and crashing into it. There's already been records of small planes crashing into the neighborhoods, and the last thing we need is for testing being done in such a crowded neighborhood. Also, has there been any tests for the noise and for the pollution? I live on the north side, like I said. The jets produce a lot of carbon. They produce a lot of toxic things that we are breathing in, especially during the summertime when windows are open, doors are open. A lot of the people that live on the north side of the airport don't have built-in AC and central air conditioning and heating, so we have to breathe in those toxic fumes. So is Archer Aviation going to be producing more toxic fumes into the air? This airport is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're allowing more commercial use out of that airport, and I don't think it has a very good environmental impact on the community. There was a lady in Culver City who had her daughter attend a school that was right next to the 405. She just so happened to work for a company who does air quality testing, and she found out that the toxic levels of that school for that children were extremely high. So I'm pretty sure that if we were to raise money and do an independent testing of the air quality, I'm sure it wouldn't be a very good thing. I'm sure that all the results would be very negative. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Alex Montero. Hello, my poker dealer. You remember me? Hi. He was my poker dealer. All right, good evening. I'm here to talk about Hawthorne Airport and follow up on why no action has been taken to assist the residents who live in unhealthy levels of noise every day. In 2021, the city's own noise report stated there are 142 homes within Hawthorne Airport's 65 through 70 decibel community noise equivalent level, and 21 homes in the 70 through 75 CNEL. They estimate 483 people are impacted by unhealthy levels of noise. Despite having this information for 4 years, the city has done nothing to notify those residents, offer assistance, or take steps to install noise abatement products. And in the last 4 years, the noise and air pollution have continued and have gotten worse. I attended the City of Hawthorne's airport community meeting last month on 10/16 and was informed by Guido Fernandez, the airport manager, that the city would have to create an amendment to the prior noise plan and submit it to the FAA and apply for a grant to obtain the necessary funds to assist the residents. Archer Aviation plans on acquiring ownership of the airport and not once mentioned this at this meeting. I would like to know the following. Once the lease is approved, whose responsibility will it be to obtain that FAA grant and ensure the funds to secure the property noise and insulate homes that are impacted in this area? And number two, what specific measures will be put in place to address the current residents' need for noise mitigation? LAX helped their residents under the flight path, and it's time for the city of Hawthorne to do the same. And also about the noise and pollution that's been coming out of that area. I also live right there on 120th, right in front of the airport. I love the airport, but it's getting a little bit big, and the flights and the noise and the planes and the jets and the exhaust, it's getting overwhelming. But most of all, these late night flights are kind of really, man, they come in and they put that thing in reverse thrust and they just, man, shakes the house. And on another side note, what's up with this tunnel? My house shakes. This tunnel that Elon did, I don't know where it's at, but I know when big rigs come in front of my house moves. So what's going on with this tunnel? Thank you for your time, and I hope we could resolve this issue.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Was that it? Oral communication is closed on this item. So ordered. Can you read it now, ma'am?
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, all remarks should be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any individual council member. During oral communication, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from
I'm
providing...
sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Can you go ahead and cover item 14?
I'm sorry.
Approval of the new master
We're
of
doing
ground
the
lease?
second reading, I'm sorry. Approval of a new master ground lease.
Yes.
Recommended motion, staff recommends that the City Council approve the execution of a new master ground lease between the landlord and tenant for the real property located in the city of Hawthorne as described in the attached exhibits, and authorize the city manager to execute any and all documents necessary to implement its terms, including a consent to assignment, a landlord estoppel certificate, and an amendment, an amended and restated memorandum of lease associated with the transfer of interest to Archer Airport Ground Lease LLC and Archer Airport Improvement LLC.
Okay. So, Mr. City Attorney, does this require an action from the City Council? Does this require us to vote on this? Or-
It would be prudent to do so.
So I'd like to make a motion on this item, please.
To the chair
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second, but we have question.
for
That's fine.
discussion.
Since it's moved and seconded, discussion, go ahead.
Thank you. I think it's important, City Manager, that there's some clarification and some information that wasn't provided on the 16th for those that attended that town hall. And let me first express my thanks to those residents that stood up and spoke. I think that's most important because you, at the end of the day, are the ones that live here and have every right to have your concerns heard. City Manager, can you please give a real quick what the ground lease means to Archer? There was a price mentioned, which is correct. However, there's some misinformation that needs to be cleared up. So I just want to make sure that you're giving information on what regards to what the ground lease means and the misinformation that was provided.
Absolutely. It's 2 things I'd like to say. David Caceres can help me with that, but we also have representation from Archer if we would like to call up their community liaison to talk about who they are and what they're going to be doing there. But in terms of the land lease, Mr. David Caceres, could you help me with that, please?
Yes, of course. There's unfortunately been some misunderstanding. The airport, Archer Aviation will not be taking over as the owner of the airport. They will only have a leasehold interest. That interest is taking over the ground lease that was approved by this city council back in 2005. They are, in essence, taking over the responsibilities of managing the airport. It's in conjunction with a partnership with the city of Hawthorne, and that's what we have. They are not owning the airport.
I also want to ask for Archer to go ahead and come up, if you would please, and provide a brief presentation on the history of Archer with the airport and then obviously with the city. Because to be quite honest, Thursday's VIP opening was told to me that it was an airplane. It was basically a VIP introducing a new airplane. And then from there, all this new information about your partnership and everything else conspired. So if you could, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak tonight. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the community coming out and raising the concerns that they have. I think obviously, right, this is the city of good neighbors, and our goal here ultimately with the stepping into the shoes of the master lease at the airport is to be a good neighbor. So first, to address some of the things that came up through the conversations were around pollution, both noise and with respect to emissions. Those are two of the goals of our company as a whole. Archer is focused on bringing technology to market that is focused on improving both reduced noise and sustainability with respect to aviation. So we're a electric and hybrid electric aviation company that was founded in California in 2018. The Midnight aircraft that you referenced is our first aircraft that we're looking to bring to market here as part of the LA 28 Games. But it is an aircraft that's focused on being low noise as compared to other aircraft and also sustainable. So it's fully electric, so it'll have zero operating emissions from the operations of the aircraft locally. And some of the things that were asked about with respect to the economics of the deal are centered around our acquisitions of the businesses at the airport that sit on top of that master ground lease. So it's an acquisition of those businesses at the airport that are currently operating today. The master lease is a piece that is crucial for that. So our goal here is really to step into the shoes of what's been done at the airport and hopefully continue to forge ahead and figure out ways that we can make it a super valuable asset to the community here in Hawthorne. The aviation world is changing pretty dramatically over the last 10 to 15 years and will continue to do so in the next 30 years. So there's a lot of new technologies that are coming to market that we hope to be pioneering and bring to market here in LA that will help improve our community. So one of the questions came up about whether or not we'd be doing testing with respect to any aircraft there. The FAA restricts the airspace as to where you can do test environments. So today we don't do testing in the Bay Area where the company is based out of. We do it in a remote location in Salinas. That will not change. We will not be doing testing of aircraft in the Hawthorne locations. This is meant to be an operating location from which we can operate our air taxis in the future, and not just Archer's, but hopefully other companies as well. So we look to make it a future hub for aviation. It was back in the 20s when it was originally built by the town to attract Jack Northrop, and we think it has a great future of continuing to be a place of innovation for aerospace for the years to come.
You made mention that this aircraft, and I did sit in it, it looks like there's 4 passengers and the pilot.
Correct.
And from what I understood from some of the consulting folks that were there, it's a electronic, it's battery.
Correct.
It's battery run. It's very low sound that it's similar to a washing machine or something similar.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost inaudible overhead, right? So I've been at flight tests. Yeah, it's pretty whisper quiet when operating at feet of about 500 feet, altitude of about 500 feet. So very low noise from that perspective. So we're working through all of those noise studies with the FAA as well as the emission studies with the FAA as part of our certification process. So it's not something that you can do quickly with the FAA. We've been in that process for going on 7 years and anticipate that we have a couple of years here to go with respect to the FAA certifying it for operations with passengers. But yes, we're working through all of that as part of the FAA process.
So from my understanding also, in 2018, the Biden administration fast-tracked your application to the TSA, Transportation Authority. And then here recently, President Trump also looked at your project and I assume is also trying to fast-track that with the Transportation Authority again. So you're not certified as of yet.
Correct.
But as soon as you get that certification, is that at that point where you're going to be able to conduct these taxi flights?
Yes.
Out of Hawthorne Airport?
Yep, that is the goal, to connect a lot of the underutilized aviation assets in the region, right? So there's a handful of GA airports in and around LA, which we hope to operate out of.
And the cost for the taxi transportation?
The goal is for it to be right on the same price point as an Uber.
An Uber Black?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. And from my understanding, this is something that's supposed to help with the 2028 Olympics. Archer is the actual taxi service that will be provided for this event?
Yeah, we're an official provider of air taxi services for the LA 28 games. Our goal is to be certified in advance of those games, to begin operations in advance of those games, to support some of the needs that the games have, and then continue to grow the services after the games in and around LA.
Okay. Real quick, what is the role that you see the city supporting, is playing in supporting your business operations?
Our hope is that we can build a kind of long-lasting relationship between the city, the company, and its community members, in which we can bring economic vitality, right, to the city, jobs, right, make it a kind of a hub for transit in and around that environment. And so we've got a lot of opportunities to do that. We're coming here today, right, in 2025, not 2028, because we want to build a long relationships, and we want to spend time and understand exactly how the community views this and understand how we can integrate it in a way that the community is excited about and the city is excited about.
How did your company first establish your relationship with Hawthorne, and how's it going thus far?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the challenging things is we're a public company, so it's very hard to talk about information related to our company in advance of deals getting announced. And we didn't know that we were going to be able to come to terms with the current leasehold owners of the airport today until literally the night before that we announced it last week. So we did not finalize terms until that evening before. So we had been talking about it with the city manager and the city attorney in advance of that to let them know that if we were able to come to terms, we would be here as soon as we possibly could to come talk to the council about it. And so this was the earliest opportunity that we had following the deal getting agreed to with respect to the parties.
Oh, wait. I'm going to go ahead.
Thank you for coming up. I just wanted to also ask you, is there an opportunity for partnerships with the schools?
Absolutely.
In the community? Can you?
Absolutely. I mean, we think, right, we already do this today. We have a factory that we built about 30 miles outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and we already partner locally there with respect to, right, the jobs that we're looking to hire in that manufacturing facility with the local schools, whether it's at the high school or college level.
So, like, I was just thinking, like, I know you guys have to worry about security, but would kids be able to, like, come to the facility for, like, a field trip and those sort of things?
Absolutely, yep. And really, right, as we map it out, we're going to have to hire a sizable, right, force of pilots in order to support the service. So there's a great opportunity for us to work with the local training academies that are already there today and some of the school systems in place to figure out how do we create a great pilot pipeline.
Thank you.
Through the chair. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for coming. Now, my question is about the challenge that you guys have with FAA, right? Because Hawthorne Airport is considered to be the 5th runway for the LAX, in a sense. So how are you going to be fixing the challenge, or how are we going to get past FAA?
Yeah, I mean, so we discussed both of these that same day that we announced the transaction with both, right, the deputy administrator at FAA and one of the deputy administrators at Department of Transportation. They're super excited about it. We're very close. We work hand in glove with the FAA every single day. They're in our facilities every single day. We're in their facilities every single day. They're really viewing this as a top 2 priority across the country to bring advanced air mobility to market. Their number 1 priority is to fix the issues we see in the ATC system today, but both DOT and FAA are very leaned in on making sure that this country continues to be the leader in the world for aviation.
And, you know, one of the things that Hawthorne is responsible is to write grants to the FAA for improvement of the airport, the ground, the extension of the runway, the tower. So how are you guys seeing the relationship with us?
Yeah, no, I think we'll have a sizable opportunity to continue to see those dollars flow in and hopefully upsize them and make sure we're getting the dollars in that the community should be getting for some of the noise abatement and those other issues. So I think we have a very strong relationship with the FAA that we can utilize together to go after the things that we think are super important for the airport, the community members, and allow us to really build what we want to build there.
Okay. So, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to call Levi to the stand. because I think, we can say right there, because I think the people of Hawthorne have to understand that the ground lease that was done was a long time ago, and it was not done by this council, and that you guys been having a relationship with Hawthorne, and now that lease is all the way up to 2050, right? That's what am I understanding?
That's 2055.
2055. So I want you actually to tell the people of Hawthorne how that lease came about a long time ago. And because that's what people have to understand, that it was a ground lease. And so anything that happened in that airport, all the operation is not Hawthorne's city responsibility, is your responsibility as an LLC. So I want you to explain to people of Hawthorne so they can understand, because believe me, I've been here for almost 30 years, and still people asking me questions about how that lease came about. So I want you, I don't know if it was you in that time, but I want you to explain to the people how that ground lease came about and what you guys have done since, and then how you transferred that lease to a new partner, Archie.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Levi Stockton, currently managing partner of Hawthorne Airport LLC. We have the master lease on the Hawthorne Airport, which controls everything but the runway and the taxiway and the perimeter fence. It's a public private partnership with the city of Hawthorne, and we've worked hand in hand for the last 20 years in growing the airport. In doing so, we've built over 100,000 square feet of hangar. We're about to build another 100,000 square feet of hangar. We brought the number of airplanes based there up drastically. When we came in, there wasn't an airplane there that even used jet fuel, and now you have airplanes there that are worth multi-millions that are paying property tax in your city. We brought in an enormous amount of employees, and we brought in a restaurant. I think at the time it was the first full-service restaurant in the city of Hawthorne in 30 years when it came in, and we're proud of what we've done. We have 30 years remaining on the lease, and I think Donnie and myself are going to be here that entire time, hand in hand with Archer, and continuing to grow. And I think what Archer can do is pull levers that we weren't able to do. I think there's going to be things that happen between now and the next even 2028 that are really unbelievable, and what can happen with the new wave of technology that's coming, and just the way of connecting through the city. I think it's likely quickly, you come to Hawthorne, you hop on at midnight, and you go to a Dodgers game, and you're there in minutes rather than hours. So I think it's one of the most exciting things, and I think there's cities around the country that would be foaming at the mouth to have Archer come in and work with them. So I think it's a very exciting time.
Right. Thank you very much. And I have to say, 2 years ago at the Cal State Dominguez, at the summer forecast for the economic development for the South Bay, they present that Archie, the aviation possibility of the midnight flight. And I said, what about Hawthorne? We have an airport. So I'm glad to see that now they're here. And we're going to do everything as possible to make sure that it's not just beneficial to Archer's company, but for the citizens of Hawthorne, because we kind of like a city on the midway, of middle to upper income, but we need to make sure that our city prospers, right? That is a partnership that's going to benefit not just the company, but also the citizens of Hawthorne. And that's why we're looking at a partnership that is stronger, that's going to bring revenue to our city. So thank you for your partnership.
Yeah, thank you.
Levi, I have a question. When I know we're early in the game with the taxi and getting the electric Uber off the ground, would that be considered an emplanement every time one takes off?
Yeah, an employment is a paying passenger departing. So yes, it would be.
Okay, that means money.
Yeah.
Sorry, to the chair. Thanks, Levi. Is there a tax component to it also?
What do you mean? When
So you have one airplane at this point, right?
We have multiple airplanes, but
Multiple.
eight airplanes, yes.
But is there going to be a, say, for instance, LA County tax component to it?
You mean on the cost of the ride?
Yeah, the cost of the ride, the operations. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a cost I know to the city, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, we'd expect it to get taxed very similar to a ride share does today.
Let me just also make mention real quick. Councilmember Manning and myself, we sit at the LAX advisory, which, as you can imagine, LAX is humongous. It produces massive noise, pollution, et cetera, et cetera. So our role is basically to hear the constituents for the many cities that are represented in that board meeting, and there's roughly over 12 or 15. So we have heard quite often from LAX constituents with regards to, planes flying over their homes, et cetera, and they were able to get their windows, thicker in size and do, some repairs to their homes so they could, decrease the noise. I feel very strongly about that here. I'm not trying to say that that's what Archer does, but at the end of the day, this is where we live and we're hearing our constituents. So I would like to just make sure that the new lease should include no commercial flights between 10 and 7 a.m. And I am also including this because there's similar policy with the city of Long Beach. They have similar hours, and I would appreciate that. This includes either charter or air taxi operations shouldn't be allowed to be flying overnight hours. This is at the Hawthorne Airport, and although I understand Archer is new and is a quiet and could barely be heard. However, this is out of courtesy and respect for the residents of Hawthorne. I also want to make mention, I'll probably close out with some of the other words that were brought up from constituents here, but I'm going to be very blunt, and I apologize to the pastors. Elon Musk doesn't give a rat ass about us, the residents, or its people, or anything here in the city, okay? They have not participated or engaged our community in making a business effort, a great partnership effort, okay? It's always want. And that's not what I'm about. So moving forward, I love the fact already what Archer's bringing in new technology. I would love your partnership to be one that is united in community benefit and providing a sense of prosperity across the board for its residents. And I want to be able to have a great communication and business effort with you. Should there be a need, I don't want it to be assumed like all these news outlets that came out and said that we sold the airport. That needs to be nipped in the bud immediately. However, I would be more than elated to support your efforts. I just want you to know that I'm going to be hard regardless, because that's my job and that's what I was voted in for. So I'm looking out for the people's interest. And again, I thank you for your time. I appreciate you hearing me and being here today to present. Thank you so much.
Thank
To
you for
the
the
chair.
comments.
Eric, I want to thank you very much for spending time with me the other night and just telling me from a genuine perspective what you want to accomplish in our community, and to hear that you're going to be giving back to the community. I know we talked about movie night and different things that can happen to have major events inside the hangars at the airport. I think the community would really enjoy that. And to piggyback on what you're doing with the LA 28 Olympics, allowing Hawthorne to piggyback on that and take advantage of a lot of those opportunities, I really appreciate that, and I think we're going to make a strong relationship.
Thank you for the comments.
Thank you.
Sir, you could come back. I didn't get to give you my piece, man. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna have to top everything.
Sorry.
Look, ditto to everything that's been said, concerns from the residents and all that too. So I started getting calls after this thing got announced from my fellow council members and mayors from other cities. And I'm like, what? They were like, what? You got these guys? What? It's like. So it's just kudos to the city of Hawthorne from all our city partners in other cities that are very envious of us. And so I felt the energy that Archer is bringing to the city. I was there at the rollout of the vehicle and the announcement. I took my dad too, because he's since we've lived in the city of Hawthorne since 1971. but my parents have lived at the York Avenue, York and 120th address since 1974, knowing that there's an airport there, right? So we celebrated that part, our aviation history. And my dad being there, he said, we made the right choice in moving to the city of Hawthorne. He said, it looks like a big drone. No, Dad, it's an aircraft that people could ride and, propel each other forward. It's not just floating around on blades that are just keeping it up in the air and moving slightly. It's an aircraft. And so that being said, we're the envy of a lot of cities around here. This has made national news, so that's very important. The prospectus on your success is super positive. It's out the roof. I heard that there was like some, you're publicly traded, right?
Correct.
And things, the cost of the price of your stock went up out of the roof because everybody is seeing the potential here. Who else has like an air taxi of all electric aircraft? All electric aircraft, quiet, clean. It's supposed to be clean. That's the whole purpose of moving in this direction. So, I mean, the technology, the safety components, because it's not just one battery. I think there's like a couple of stages of protection. How many stages of protection are there battery-wise?
6 batteries and 12 propellers, so lots of redundancy built in.
Lots of redundancy, so, yeah, it's the technology's awesome. It's looking great. And, the city of Hawthorne's airport, it's not being sold off. It's, we own it, you'll lease it. Correct. They leased it, they passed on the lease to you. We own it. So I think it's very simple. So some of these news outlets just portrayed it a certain way. But other than that, we're looking forward to seeing how far you could take this, and we want to support you as much as we can. LA 28's there, right around the corner. We got the World Cup as well. Who knows how many other championships at Intuit Dome and SoFi Stadium. All the concerts that are taking place there, and all the actors, actresses, or performers that are going to want to land here and not have to go far. They're coming from out of town. They land at our airport, not only at our airport, but use your services to get here from LAX. And I mean, the potential is endless, so I think we should celebrate this. And of course, so I just do want to make a clarification, though. Even though we have these town halls about the Hawthorne Airport and such, and Guido runs this stuff, it's the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, that makes the rules, that talks about that dictates what the flight times are, and all the allowable aircraft that could go there. So I think sure, you can share your concerns here, and I know since Archer's here, but if you really want something immediate to happen, you should start talking to Congresswoman Maxine Waters, because she's our federal representative that governs the FAA. And no matter what we tell them, sometimes they'll say yes, no. So I think if you want to direct some national policy, federal policy, aviation policy, and have a change out there, I think it needs to be directed towards Congresswoman Maxine Waters. But as for us, by working with our partners and seeing that we have clean energy type of aircraft that are coming to our city, we're moving further into the direction of going green and clean and doing our part here in the city of Hawthorne to make things quiet and make it clean for our community. So I think you being here is actually taking us into the direction that a lot of the residents want. The safety concern was already addressed. There's no testing, it's just employing of these aircraft. So I just want to give you guys a big round of applause, and thank you for choosing Hawthorne. Let's give them a big round.
Thank you.
And they did. The World Cup, and then
Super
Bowl
Bowl
27. Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Yes.
Jesus! Oh my God! All right.
Endless events in LA.
All right. So I want to make a motion to approve this. Okay, please vote.
The votes are in. Vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
So are we good? All right. So I think that's going to be it for me. Reason I'm stepping away is I have a commitment to my students. Today's a school night at El Camino. The meeting was changed because yesterday was Veterans Day, so congratulations to all the veterans. I wanted to make sure that I was here and I didn't miss this, and a couple of things that were here today. I'm going to pass on the gavel to the Mayor Pro Tem. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think you need some. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I think we start on the right moment. In economic development is important to Hawthorne, so another business Hawthorne is prosperity coming so around the corner. So now we have proclamations. Council Faye Johnson.
Thank you. If I could have Mike Tayeta and his veterans please come up to the microphone. While he's coming up, Mike actually founded an organization called Wounded Heroes of America. And give me a little 60-second introduction to what your organization does.
60 seconds. You know, after 9/11, we put on a golf tournament. We raised some money. We gave it to a victim of the World Trade Center. We decided to do it again, and we ran into some Navy SEALs, and we gave them the proceeds of that golf tournament. 2006, we started to run into combat wounded, and we've been working with combat wounded ever since. Most of them were referred to us by the caseworkers at the Long Beach VA. We've been doing this now for 25 years. We've helped over 200 vets with families, spent nearly $1 million paying bills and helping out, and it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
And how many veterans have you helped get into homes?
Well, there's a foundation in Texas that was giving homes away to combat wounded if you had a Purple Heart. 13 of our guys, we made applications, helped them make applications. 13 of our vets got mortgage-free homes. I had another young lady that was sleeping in a car. We found out that Progressive Insurance was giving away cars for Veterans Day. We made applications. 6 of our people have gotten brand new cars. So even though we don't have deep pockets to pay for these things, is the information that gets passed around, because we do have a pretty tight bunch of kind of like of an extended family of vets. I could have had a bunch of them come, but I didn't realize that that's what you wanted to see, yeah, that's what we do. That's what I do almost, next year is going to be 25 years. Unbelievable. But that kind of took over my life, and that's what we do. And we've made a lot of friends, and we operate that way. We're not a big operation where we got our own building, but we have a very good friend of ours is Ron Salisbury, the owner of El Cholo Restaurants. And we're going to his restaurant next week, bringing 30, 40, 50 people, and they cover us, So that's how we operate.
Well, we'd like to honor you tonight. Wounded Heroes of America has demonstrated unwavering dedication to the men and women who have served our country and returned wounded from combat. And since its founding in Hawthorne, California in 2004, Wounded Heroes of America has provided critical programs of financial assistance, fellowship, education, and advocacy to veterans wounded during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And through events such as the Alive Day celebration and community outreach efforts, Wounded Heroes of America creates a sense of belonging, ensures that wounded veterans are not forgotten, and enables their transition to civilian life with dignity and support. And their committed efforts serve not only those who gave so much in uniform, but also strengthens our entire community by honoring sacrifice, promoting resilience, and fostering esprit de corps among veterans and civilians alike. Be it proclaimed that we recognize and commend Wounded Heroes of America for its extraordinary service, its steadfast commitment to wounded veterans, and its meaningful contribution to the welfare of those who have borne the burden of war. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's pretty nice.
City Manager. Can I request $500 to go to? Yeah. They're on the list. Number 11.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. All right.
Well, Mike, we go a long way, right? And then your service is exemplary, right? Because every time I go to those golf tournament dinner, all the wounded warriors right there, So, and then yesterday was Veterans Day, so they sacrificed their life for us, and it's basically, there is no way to pay for all their sacrifice because you can see them with no limbs or just know how to talk because of the traumatic syndromes that they have, So, and you have made their life much more easy, give them Christmas toys and gifts to the kids, houses, cars. So you have been an angel for them, and we appreciate that.
We have a lot of friends here, huh?
Yes, we do.
To the chair. Mike, just wanted to say you've done an amazing job. We've been friends for years, and your passion is amazing. And my husband is a veteran too. And so I do recognize the sacrifice that you guys make for us. And I appreciate the work that you do. You're a hard-working man. And thank you so much. Much love. Also, City Manager, if you could please give that organization $500 out of my stipends. Thank you.
To the chair. Yeah. Yes, I want to be recognized. I want to make sure I'm following the rules. Thank you so much, Mike Thaleda, for all that you do. You've been a longtime resident here in the city. You've helped many, not just in veterans, but many families because of your real estate professionalism and whatnot. But I think the heart of hearts is your veterans organization and the years that you've been providing a service to them. And so just kudos for all that you do. You're going to continue because that's exactly what you want to do. That's where your heart's at. And we're here to support. As you know, you're listed as one of our donors in our list that can give a stipend from our little stipend to help your organization. So I'll follow leads with Katrina Manning. And if you could do the same for me, City Manager, in providing a stipend of $500 to the Wounded Heroes of America. And I'm glad there's other organizations here because, again, community giving is very important and it benefits many. So thank you again and kudos to all your office staff and help that you have throughout the years. Thank you.
Okay, can I have the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2075 come up? And if you can give me a short 60-second, what do you guys do?
We are veterans of foreign wars. So in order to become a member, you had to have served honorably in the military and served in a foreign conflict. We support veterans, period. Veterans, their families, doesn't matter if they've served in a war, if they were only there for 60 days or for 20 years. We support them. And especially with the community now, as I've been the post commander, we've implemented some things like trunk or treating events. We do monthly breakfasts, monthly dinners. 100% of the proceeds, we're all volunteers, 100% of the proceeds go back into scholarships for students, as well as veterans assistance with the VA, the hospitals. Any type of program that we see fit, we can donate our money as well. And we are offering a lot of our support for the community in general. That's one of the biggest things that we've been pushing for the past couple years. And I don't know if you've seen, but there has been a big change. And a lot of it is recovering from COVID. So behind me here is a past post commander as well, Mr. Roger Morrissey, and he's been pretty much one of the ones that has been training me. He is Vietnam era, and I am Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom era.
And do you have a Thanksgiving dinner coming up you'd like to invite us to?
Of course, I'm glad you brought that up.
So don't get me started on that. You guys have all been invited and nobody's RSVP'd.
We would like RSVPs. So we bused in about 100 or so veterans from both VA hospitals. We're the only location of the VFW in California that has 2 hospitals. And we bus them in, and Maxine Waters, the congresswoman, will go ahead and she provides the buses for those. She does her little ward, her speaking. We provide a Thanksgiving dinner for them. A lot of these veterans are in the hospital and don't have access to their family. Some of them are traveling from other states to just get their surgeries done, and they're in recovery. So we want to make sure that we give them a piece of home while they're here. We do bingo also. We give not a lot of money, but we do give winning prizes of monetary value to them. And you're all invited. And if you'd like, we can set you up with a location. If you'd like to volunteer, even better. We have a lot of volunteer positions.
Our state commander's coming.
Our state commander, it will be here for the first time in the 53 years that we've been doing this. The first time our state commander will be here. That's great when we're getting skylighted at a high altitude there. So.
And the turkey dinner is very good, by the way.
Oh, it's always good, yes.
Yes. So we'd like to honor you tonight. The members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2075 have faithfully upheld the mission of the VFW to preserve and strengthen camaraderie among its members, to assist worthy comrades, widows, and orphans, to perpetuate the memory and history of our dead, to maintain true allegiance to the government and of the United States of America, and fidelity to its Constitution and laws, to foster true patriotism, to maintain and extend the institution of American freedom, and to preserve and defend the United States from all her enemies. Post 2075 in Hawthorne, California has demonstrated outstanding dedication through veteran outreach, supporting service members returning from deployment, and providing assistance and fellowship to veterans from a wide spectrum of conflicts and peacekeeping campaigns. By welcoming service members of today into its ranks and providing a community of shared understanding and support of yesterday's defenders of freedom, Post 2075 has strengthened both the local veteran community and the broader Hawthorne area through its selfless service. The City Council of the City of Hawthorne hereby recognizes and commends the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2075 for its exemplary service, its unwavering commitment to veterans and their families, and to its enduring contribution to our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Johnson, no, don't move nowhere, because you didn't mention something very important, the women, the auxiliary. Come on.
That's true. We have a wonderful ladies auxiliary who does a lot of work with the veterans. They take trips out to the hospitals. They have 2 groups. One goes to West LA, one that goes to Long Beach. They do that monthly. They're always involved with what's going on. They put out their own scholarships. And they're absolutely essential to our organization. The 6 years that I was commander, without them, we would have failed miserably.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to add in there as well, real quick, that the auxiliary is amazing. In order to be an auxiliary member, they have to have somebody who served honorably in the military who does qualify to be VFW member. We have a couple members who have been there for 50-something years, I think it is. So
Long time,
they've been putting some good work in for the VFW for years, especially for this city.
Yep.
Like I said,
Okay.
as men, without women, we nothing.
Okay. Thank you for reminding us, Alex.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Perfect, thank you.
We have one more. If the American Legion Post 314, can you come please come forward? Coach Swain.
How we doing?
And if I could just say something real quick, I know we have your banner up, but I'm looking at guys, we don't have your military banner up on the street. So let's work on getting all of our Hawthorne residents their banners, their military banners. They're very beautiful. How do I know? I designed them.
Real funny. I take my daughter to Trinity Lutheran, and I drive by this way, and she says, "Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy." And then when we leave, she says, "Bye, Daddy. Bye, Daddy."
Yeah, my grandkids picked mine out right away. That's Nani. It's like, I don't look like that anymore, but yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, like we said in our preamble, we do service to the community, state, and nation, from boy state to girl state. Now it's called Boys and Girl State. And we do our breakfasts every second Sunday. And you guys are always welcome. And Alex has been there before with us. And we, of course, we also have a very helpful and brother and sisterhood with our auxiliary. And they also send people to Girl State. And we just are all about service to our community, state, and nation, and teaching Americanism to our young youth.
Thank you.
Anything else we do?
You're located on Prairie?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes, Sister Veterans.
And you guys do the memorial service too.
Yes, along in partnership with VFW.
Okay. Yes.
And like I said, we do help veterans who are in need. We get calls, and I know how it feels sometimes when we seem a little helpless when they give you a call. It just breaks your heart. But of course, Johnny does a little bit everything for us, so I lean on him like a crutch, and we find a way to help people who call us, especially veterans.
Well, we appreciate you and want to honor you this evening, okay? The members of the American Legion Post 314 have dedicated themselves to the enduring mission of service to veterans, military personnel, their family, and the community. And since its founding, Post 314 has upheld the highest tradition of the American Legion by promoting patriotism, supporting youth programs, fostering civic engagement, and ensuring that the sacrifices of our nation's heroes are never forgotten. And the men and women of Post 314 have demonstrated exceptional leadership, compassion, and unity through countless acts of service, from honoring the fallen and supporting veterans in need to volunteering in local initiatives that strengthen our neighborhoods. And their steadfast commitment to service before self continues to enrich our community, inspire future generations, and embody the core values of duty, honor, and country. The City Council of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne hereby recognizes and commends the American Legion Post 314 for its outstanding contribution to our veterans and citizens and our nation. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Scoot over more this way. There you go. Perfect. All right. And 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Faye Johnson, for bringing all this fantastic organization to us to celebrate, Veterans Day. So thank you.
And we
Coach,
do have one more.
Oh, yeah, no more. Yesterday it was a question on the Jeopardy, and they answered via debit, and then they said wrong. It was the post.
Awesome. Awesome.
And for our next presentation, I would like to call up Chief Lane, our Chief of Police. We're going to honor our veteran military police officers.
Good evening. Good evening. So I'm going to introduce each officer and allow them to say what branch of service they served with, for how long, and then also how long they've been a Hawthorne police officer here. Several of them are Marines, and their 250th birthday was on Monday. So I need to make sure I mention that. And so with that said, first one is Jerome Michaelzak, Sergeant with the Hawthorne Police Department.
Hi, thank you. So Jerome Michaelzak, I served in the U.S. Army for about 7 years, and I've been with the City of Hawthorne Police Department for about 19 years.
Good evening, Jonathan Scovald. I was in the U.S. Army for 4 years, and I've been with Hawthorne for 12 years now.
Good evening, Aldo Saldana. I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years, and I've been with the Hawthorne Police Department for 3 years.
Good evening, Jose Gomez. I served in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years, and I've been with Hawthorne for 17.
Good evening, Michael Jenks. I was in the Marine Corps for 5 years, and I've been with Hawthorne PD for 8 years.
Good evening, Jack Cunningham. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and I've been at Hawthorne for the last 17 years.
Hello, Jose Saldana. I've been at the Hawthorne Police Department for 24 years, and I was at the Marine Corps for 6 years.
One last thing I'll add is that if you remember from the last council meeting, Chief Tomatani displayed the badges that the officers would be wearing for this month that had their branch on the seal of their badge. The officers are wearing them today, and they've been wearing them all month. It appears that they look really good, and they're very grateful for that. So just thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to introduce them and to celebrate our officers and their service. Thank you.
They're all in the Marines too, so they probably couldn't figure it out either, right?
Thank you for all your service. And like I said, Hawthorne is well protected. So, all right. So I have one more proclamation, but this have nothing to do with the veterans. But I'm going to call Patricia Donaldson to the stage, please. All right. So. Some of you know that Miss Patricia Donaldson has been in Hawthorne for decades. I don't want to say how many, but and also it was your birthday last week. Right, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
So this is a certificate of recognition of Patricia Donaldson. The City of Hawthorne, the City Council of City of Hawthorne proudly recognize and honor Patricia Donaldson, President of the Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce, for her exceptional leadership, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the progress and prosperity of our city. Through her years of service, Patricia has been a steadfast advocate for our business community, supporting local entrepreneurs, fostering economic growth, and strengthening the partnership between the Chamber and the city and the people of Hawthorne. Her vision and collaborative spirit have helped create new opportunities, inspire civic pride, and advance the shared goal of making Hawthorne a thriving and inclusive place to live, work, and do business. Recognize this 12th date of November 2025, signed from all our council members and our Mayor, Alex Vargas.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you.
To the
Oh
chair.
my God. Yes.
I would like to thank Pat Donaldson for setting up the meet and greet today. That was outstanding. We had 3 very good vendors. I can't remember 2 of them, so maybe you can speak on that. Give us an, okay, thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we will have a presentation by the Republican Service. Don, you want to introduce your guests? Oh, Vaughn, yeah.
Mayor Pro Temp, are we going out of order this evening?
We're going out of order. It said, oh, sorry. My bad. Actually, is the Generation Connect. Generation Connect is a program that I think is going to benefit the city, especially, even me when I become a citizen. Now I'm a senior citizen, so, technology is a challenge to all of us, especially the people that I was born in the other century, but Generation Connect. Take it over.
All right. Good afternoon. Good evening. And thank you very much for allowing me to be here. My name is Candace Walker. I'm the founder and CEO of Generation Connect. And what we do is bring together our tech-savvy teens with who I call seasoned adults for engagement, enhancement, and entertainment services. This is a program that I think is just prime for Hawthorne. I'm going to provide data and an example of what we have done in another neighboring city. And so we'll kick it off with this video, give you a little bit of background, talk a little bit about the services.
A recent AARP study found that 2 in 5 adults over the age of 50 don't feel like technology is designed with them in mind. I'm Taylor Torregano in Los Angeles with a look at how a program called Generation Connect aims to do just that. At 89 years young, Miss Patricia says technology just doesn't come easy anymore. She started coming to the Inglewood Senior Center to take computer classes, and now she comes just to do her banking or connect with friends on Facebook.
I'm not used to the computer. I'm used to the typewriter.
Which is why when she runs into issues like this, she has no idea how to troubleshoot. Miss Patricia says her family is often too busy to take her calls, but a new organization she recently discovered called Generation Connect is always there to help. It's a free social impact startup connecting teens to seniors and seasoned adults. To offer tech support on demand, all Miss Patricia has to do is click a button and record a brief statement about her problem.
I need help with Facebook. I need help with the computer.
A series of teens are notified and can respond anywhere they are. 17-year-old Danielle Njoku says she's been volunteering for Generation Connect for 5 months now and feels like she learns from the seniors as much as they learn from her.
They teach me patience, understanding, as well as just, when I say learning from the experiences, like I'm still young, I'm still going through life trying to experience things. Say soon I'm going to be going to college, just like learning about how they were back then when they were in college.
Founder and CEO Candace Walker says this program was birthed during the 2020 shutdown when she saw how many difficulties seniors were having connecting virtually. The pilot started here at the Inglewood Senior Center, connecting the seniors with students at surrounding high schools to walk them through the problems they were having virtually.
The school districts were really interested in creating the growth that occurs around just the socialization skills. And so they embraced this program to benefit their teens.
And you can't give without receiving, she says. It's the whole concept of generativity, the act of receiving personal gain from investing in another generation.
Hi, Miss Patricia. So I'm just going to need you to share your screen with me.
Oh,
for Miss Patricia, it means everything.
I feel so uplifted. I feel so like I'm thought about it, like I'm not forgotten.
Remembered, and now just a little bit more tech savvy too.
Just because it gives a little bit of background. It also talks about our on-demand program, which allows seasoned adults to instantly get help with any technological issues that they may have. And it just shows the mutual benefit of what occurs, what happens to seasoned adults when they're able to get that help, the independence that they're able to have, and the value that our teens have by connecting. So that mutual benefit is really what Generation Connect is all about. We see it on both sides, from our seasoned adults and our teens. Seasoned adults, everything from being able to connect with teens, possibly establish a new relationship. We know as we age, our social circle has a tendency to diminish, to actually experiencing that generativity that the video talked about, and of course, learning new skills, learning to operate their devices. On the teen side, that sense of purpose that it gives beyond themselves, and a appreciation for that more experienced and older generation. The program that is similar, that I would love to draw your attention to in some of the data, is one that we operate out of Inglewood. It's called All In for Inglewood, and it's because of the collaborative nature of the program. We bring together the city with the school district, Generation Connect, and then South Bay Workforce Investment Board. So it's a very unique program where the teens are actually compensated while attending a class called Generation Connect at the high school, and they earn their community service hours. So it's very unique. And then the seasoned adults, they connect with them virtually, and they're able to learn many of the lessons around technology. This is just some of the data. Real quick, in the yellow is the before, and the blue is the after. So we can see, we want to make sure that we are moving the needle in the right direction. And so we see that everything from I'm gaining confidence around technology to I have things that interest me in my life. We see it moving in that right direction for our seasoned adults. The effectiveness of the program, we see the value of it. It's either too short or just right in terms of length. Would you want to see this occur again? And you plan to enroll again? We see those numbers there being quite excellent. I intend to enroll again 100%, so that kind of speaks very highly to what they're getting out of it. And this is all from the seasoned adults, but we also have the teens who are responding very favorably again, in that they would like this program to continue. They talk about their favorite programs. Well, what session don't you like? And we see that the majority say, I don't have a least favorite. Again, the effectiveness of the program exceeded my expectations or was pretty much what I expected. Of course, it was more than they had in mind. And it's not just our data, there's actual neuroscience that points to the value of this. There's just one more super quick video, and then
we put a young person with an old person for 7 days, and they had to eat with them.
Oh, nice.
They had to do all their meditations with them.
You mean like humans were doing for tens of thousands of years when our old people actually lived with our young people?
When the elders, were part of
shared the cave.
Yeah. When we paired them together, we got so many people saying, I'm not going to make it with this old person. Can I get another person? And then the young one saying, oh my God, this person's stuffy and bitter. And at the end of 7 days, best friends in the world. And when we looked at their brain scans, they had global alpha outperform anybody that we studied in terms of controls that went through the 7-day event. Their forebrains were in high gamma, which means they are very clear, very focused. And when they did cognition studies, the young person did way better and the old person did way, way better as well.
Wow.
And pairing them together somehow had that effect.
And so what is it that we actually do? Thank you, Connor. So what we do is we train our teens to then teach the various technology lessons around devices, around computers, phones, the seasoned adults. So they attend training and then they give that curriculum to the seasoned adults. And so we specialize in tech support. We do online gaming, and we do this common interest bonding, and that really is what ranks the highest out of the program, when they are able to connect, kind of go off script, and just learn about each other. Our program sessions, there's, in each program, we do 7 sessions. The program lasts about a month, and so we do tech support as well as gaming. We end with this tournament where everyone wins Amazon gift cards if they're on the winning team. We think the success of the program is highly related to our teen training, where we start with empathy and active listening. It's just foundational to who we are and the fact that we are bringing these 2 generations together. And then we kind of teach our teens how to teach tech to seasoned adults. We know their brains are literally wired differently, and to understand some of the nuances makes the program effective. They learn everything from interviewing techniques, a lot of work readiness skills, and everything from leadership to communication. The way it works is very simple. You sign up through our website. We have a single sign-on capability through Schoology, which a lot of the school districts use. We provide a lot of support materials. This is a little bit about us, the founders. We all came together during our capstone in our master's program out of SCs. And we've been able to since partner with a lot of school districts, a lot of municipalities, brands, et cetera, government agencies. there is our pricing per program. It's only $2,500, and that is what Generation Connect is all about. Any questions?
So thank you, Ms. Candace, for coming to bring the program, because I think maybe this is one of the programs that we would definitely look into on new senior center coming up in 2026.
Yeah.
So the $2,500 program, it's about 10 sessions. Explain a little bit about that, please.
Yes. So we provide, when you look at it with the training of the teens and then the actual intergenerational sessions, it works out to around $15 per person per session because of the on-demand services that are included in the program as well. So the $2,500, it covers the cost of having an actual in-person on-site technical coordinator with our seasoned adults when they come together. And then just all of the training and the session facilitators and things like that it takes to pull it off.
Okay. Wait. Ms. Johnson, question? Anyone? All right, thank you for coming, and we will be in touch.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much
Thank
for
you for
the
coming.
invite.
Yeah.
And congratulations, a lot of good things happening here.
All right, so we move on. It says now is the time for the Republic Service, right? Okay, Juan, introduce your guest.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Temp. We have our trash collector, Republic Services here. We've had a great relationship with them, and I was requested to bring them to council to discuss some of the small issues that we had and what they're doing to work through it. And Devin Kincaid, floor is yours. Thank you.
Alrighty, I won't stand too close to the microphone. I'm plenty loud enough. I'm pretty sure you guys can tell. First and foremost, I want us to thank you, Councilmember Johnson, for showing, admiration to the members of the service. You and I had an opportunity to talk out there. She teased me as well. I think I lost all my Marines, but she teased me about me being a Marine too as well. So I appreciate that, I guess. Hey, first and foremost, Devin Kincaid. I'm the general manager for Republic Services, the kind of local, garbage company, as well as, SB 1383 for, organics and recycling. To that point, we had an opportunity to meet with Vaughn as well as his team a couple of weeks ago to kind of go over some of the concerns that we currently are seeing with amongst the citizens of Hawthorne, as well as address some of the issues, making sure that we don't see these concerns kind of get bigger over time, right? So put together a PowerPoint to go over a couple things, as well as show some of our current things that we're doing for partnership and, kind of making ourselves available to answer some questions afterwards. All righty. So first and foremost, right, the biggest thing when we show up to any of these events is to talk about service. How is the rubber meeting the road? How are we doing out there, all right? So one thing I always really, really brag about ever since I've been here at the Gardena site for the last couple of years is that the city of Hawthorne actually has the most tenured group of drivers across the board when it comes to our residential drivers as well as our commercial drivers. They are, kind of some of the more veteran folks, and actually some of them are pretty plugged in with the community. I know some of the individuals on the dais work with some of the spouses in regards to the drivers out there. So when you look at our overall service, right, we services about 10,000, homes a week, right? So each one of those homes have the 3 cart services: trash, recycling, and organics, to which that equals about 120,000 quote-unquote services or drive-bys, what we call them, every single month. When you look at the kind of that number there, how many go through in service, last month, or the month of September rather, the team was able to report 53 missed pickups in total, right? Now that could be a disconnect in regards to, late putouts, or quite frankly, us, missing the overall customer, or concerns of the customer calling in regards to a late putout or a late drive-by or a late collection of service, right? Republic's standard for service is 7 per 10,000 for residential, to which we are exceeding that goal within the 3s to 4s pretty consistently, right? The team takes a lot of pride when it comes to the service, as well as, going out there and providing excellence and partnering with the citizens of Hawthorne. Bulky service. Now, this is a big concern across the board, not just in the city of Hawthorne, but, the greater kind of LA area. You guys see it, you guys will see kind of those eyesores out there. Illegal dumping is a growing trend. As much as we, implement all these programs that kind of level set and bring, these illegal dumpings down, it's still a thing, that exists, right? Within the citizens of Hawthorne, we have about 444 bulky requests that were submitted for the month of September just alone. So we have individuals that are educated about how this bulky process works, right? So within the next couple months, we'll be sending out literature in regards to the quarterly, news letters, kind of educating a little bit more deeper in regards to the bulky services. But what I'll always say, and I'll kind of say it to everybody out loud in here, is if you have any questions, comments, concerns in regards to your bulky services, please feel free to dial up that 1-800 number and take advantage of said services that, you guys have worked into the contract. Supervisor updates. So your guys' supervisors that oversee is going to be Marissa Castellion as well as Alberto Nunez. One was actually a former driver in the city of Inglewood, and then one of them has been an historical sales individual within this market. They both moved over to the operation world. Why do I say their names? Is because I really, really rely on my supervisors to making sure that they are bridging the gap between the customer's expectations, the company's expectations, as well as, just making sure our drivers are taken care of, right? So what I did task them with is they currently work with individuals amongst the kind of, city workings. I did task them with making sure they're, dropping in and visiting Selena at least once or twice, every other week, just making sure that everything is good to go, as well as if there's any questions, comments, concerns that arise via email or phone call, they're the two that are going to answer to it right away, and then making sure myself follows up with them. In regards to holiday, right? 'Tis the season, right? This is going to be kind of a two-parter, right? No matter what, holiday it is, there's, always concerns in regards to delays. Is there a delay or whatever have you? I know we just celebrated one yesterday. Some individuals didn't put their containers out even for Veterans Day, all right? So we want to make sure we put a lot of focus around this one. When you think about the historical holidays that are celebrated, right, and namely the ones that are coming up relatively soon with Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, Republic Services does operate on a day delay, right? So what does that mean? If your services are typically on a Thursday, that means your services will then get pushed to a Friday. If your services do coincide the day before the holiday, let's just say Christmas, believe this year is either Wednesday or Thursday, and so if your service is on a normal Monday or Tuesday, it will stay the same. It will stay the status quo. One thing we also do is we understand that citizens sometimes don't necessarily, it may slip their mind. They're dealing with 900 things at that time, right? When regards to, Christmas, New Year's, dealing with, kind of wrangling up the family and whatnot. We do have our drivers go through and comb the former areas just to make sure. If there was any late put-outs, they make sure they go out there and service them. Matter of fact, it's not something we necessarily tell them to do. It's something they take into their own consideration and do themselves, right? Our drivers do care about the individuals that they service, right? EV updates. I thought I was going to be the only one to talk about electric vehicles. They beat me to it. Theirs is way cooler, actually. We do have an EV vehicle that is operating within the city of Hawthorne, all right? We've actually brought that EV vehicle to certain touch-a-truck events recently, right? The reason why I want to bring this up, right, because gone are the days where you're sleeping cozy in your bed, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden you hear a clanging and banging down the street of a garbage truck going through and service all your containers, and you're like, oh no, I forgot to put my container out, right? These things are silent. These things are absolutely silent, right? So what I would always kind of recommend to everybody within, kind of city parameters, always have your can out, whether it's the night before or at the 6 o'clock point in the morning to the 6 o'clock point in the afternoon. Make sure your guys' containers are out, right? Because these things are coming out servicing, but they're servicing very, very quietly. Community updates, right? And I'll kind of show the pictures too as well. This is that time of year where we try to make ourselves very, very, very available to the public, whether it's donating, food, donating turkeys, or donating, kind of gifts in general to, areas that are within need. We want to make sure we show on our side that we want to be good partners when it comes to our cities, right? So if you see some of the events up there that we had a pleasure, kind of participating in this year, right? We had the mayor's event beginning of the year. I got to meet his parents and his little brother, so that was really, really cool to be a part of. Easter events and, kind of some of the state of the city events too as well. So what I would say, kind of just open invite. I know some of you guys have already, reached out to Don in regards to some toy drives and whatever have you. Please feel free to get your guys' cause in front of us. Now, I can't say yes to every single one of them. However, we'll take a lot of these in consideration and make sure we do what we do best and be partners to the citizens out here. That being said, I'll open up to questions.
Thank you,
Chair.
Ms. Manny.
Yes, I wanted to find out what kind of outreach are you guys doing when you guys, when the holiday comes or you're changing the dates that you're gonna actually deliver, because I swear to you, I get texts almost every day and pictures of people's trash not being picked up. And I'm sure you guys are aware of all the emails that we get. But sometimes I want to believe that there hasn't been enough communication, that the trash is not going to come on Monday like it normally comes. Maybe it's going to come on Saturday. When it's a holiday, it gets pushed out. So I am so curious to hear what are some of those ways in which you communicate to the residents, in particular senior citizens.
Sure. Yeah.
That don't have like technology, tech.
Most definitely. About to say, yeah, you're going to help us out with that, right? No, in all seriousness, so we do our quarterly newsletters that we send out to every single citizen within the Hawthorne area. One thing that was pointed out from Vaughn and his team on the phone call was a possibility about partnership in regards to city notifications, making sure that we're partnering with them and just kind of letting them know, right? I mean, holiday schedule is the most important thing. We want to make sure we get our list over to them and let them know, like, hey, Veterans Day is not observed. However, Thanksgiving will be observed, right? But also, too, what I would always refer back to is that if they utilize that 1-800 number, we have our thing called the knowledge management tool. So as soon as they call in and they let them know, hey, I belong to such and such area code in the city of Hawthorne, it pulls up a knowledge tool to let them know all the ins and outs and everything when it comes to the city in regards to vacation schedules, holiday schedules, and, kind of hours of operations and all that kind of good stuff.
So I totally get that. I totally understand. But, the part of Hawthorne that I live, I have a lot of seniors are 80 plus to even 100, right? And doing something like that, I'm going to say they're not going to do that. So, but what I will say would be really great if you guys do the automatic phone call where they receive a call saying, your trash is not going to be delivered now, or what do you call them, roller calls?
Or robocalls,
yes. I think doing robocalls, and I can't say that you guys know who's a senior and who's not, but I think it would be very effective if we could receive phone calls saying that, your trash is not going to be here. That could save some of, not all, but some of a lot of the calls that we get, because they just don't know that their trash is not going to come on that particular day when it's a holiday. And I know that every single year this happens. Like,
sure.
You know that Thanksgiving is coming every single year, but for some reason, we still get those complaints that my trash wasn't picked up, my trash wasn't delivered. But for me, it would be great if you could do something like a robocall.
Yeah, most definitely. We actually did that during the time that we had the strike. We reached out to all the citizens, did the robocalls there. So if you guys are suggesting that we do them during the holidays, we most definitely will do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ms. English?
Thank you for your presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
As you're aware, the City Council, all of us here, the mayor, we receive a lot of requests when it comes to city services.
Sure.
Any given city service. It could be tree trimming, broken curb, sidewalk, bulky items, trash, debris, overgrown vegetation, railroad cleaning, etc. And we know whose boundaries is whom, right?
Sure.
The railroad is their railroad, Caltrans is the on and off ramps, the bus benches, etc. Metro, I believe there's some pickups that your agency does too. But having said that, when you have residents that have, for instance, called the 800 number to report an incident or to report on something that hasn't occurred and they're hoping to get it done, we're being told that operators are hanging up on them, okay? So that's one. So when they call again, they will say, I'm located at such and such, and the operator will say, well, that location says here on my board that it's already been picked up, that it's done.
and the person on the phone is saying, I'm looking at it right here. It's not done. So your drivers obviously are maybe trying to rush, maybe trying to, get it the next round, and I don't know when that round would be. But at the end of the day, we're the ones that are being called, right? The city council. And as advocates of the community, we have to be able to communicate that to our partners. So that's one, just in the area where I live. And I'm a renter, I live in an apartment, and I have lots and lots of Latinos around me. And I have oftentimes gone out myself just to see what they're talking about, or just to investigate myself, because I did that in LA all the time as a field deputy. So in seeing some of the stuff that I've seen, I witnessed a driver come up to the curb to pick up some trash bins, which is the extension of the tool that you have, the extending the arm, taking the trash and bringing it over to their can. Literally just, which could have been done in my opinion, they hit a piece of glass, a big piece of glass that was leaning up on the telephone post. And it's very visual. You could see it because no cars can park on that side. That's where the cans are at. I would have easily, this is me, my opinion, gotten out, picked it up, and trashed it myself to assure that's inside the can. Instead, he hits it, knows he hits it, because it crashed onto the sidewalk and you could hear it, and there's glass all over the sidewalk now. And this is a sidewalk that kids walk to school in before 8 a.m. to get to school. So I'm concerned that you're gonna have, a kid cut themselves, and then what happens, blame us for it, the city. So I would like to see more responses to those things that your agency might think it's already been done. It's always easier for anyone, including myself, to double check, right? So those are just some of the experiences I had. There's others that I want to mention, but I'm sure you already taken care of those, because that was really one that really hit me hard, and I'm sure you're aware of it. So I know we've had a long relationship for a long time, and I know there's, oftentimes we're up high, doing well, and then we're not doing so well. So at the end of the day, I just want to be a partner to the community and to the people that are calling on me to assure that my partner in trash services, in refuse services, is delivering and providing the utmost service that it can to assure that their services in trash or anything else that they might need through calling your 800 number is being met.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. But I want to thank you and Don for coming out today and being able to present and, again, assuring the community that you're there to help them, and whatever we could do together to make that happen, that's our ultimate goal. And we still have a lot of bulky items, as you already know.
Sure.
We are looking to do a pilot project, but I want to be able to, again, assure that we have our fair share in what is contracted to, in what your services are contracted to do, and to assure that we're working together collaboratively to assure that all bulky items are being picked up every day throughout the city, in our little 5-mile radius city. Because although it's small, it's very visible.
Yes, ma'am.
And my hope is that it's, not along the Northrop Way, not along the Prairie Way, not along 120th, Crenshaw. I mean, because there's oftentimes that folks that don't live in our city dump.
Yes.
And it's coming from other areas. And I see it all the time. I'm always calling to report. I'm taking pictures of it. I'm giving direction where it's at and what it is, so that folks are readily available to be able to pick what it is. If it's a refrigerator, I'm telling them it's on the northeast corner of, and it's a refrigerator, so that they know that they need more than one person to come, right? So again, thank you. And I hope to get your number so that I could be able to communicate with you. And I thank Vaughn for reaching out and assuring that you're here today to answer our questions and to be heard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First and foremost, right, in regards to the incident that you're referring to, I think maybe you got the kind of the feedback there. I went to the business to apologize personally myself, right? The expectation to which we hold our drivers to in regards to the glass incident, in regards to the phone incident too as well, are not to be tolerated, right? Both those individual drivers were, coached and counseled and quite frankly written up for said incidences, right? What I will always say is in regards to the CRC, right? I get that there was, I think there's been some, disconnect and some, quite frankly, some disheartening, interactions. Feel free. You guys will have my phone number. You guys have Don's number. Reach those out to us. We will get in touch with their leadership team, and we'll make sure we get things right the way they need to be. Yes, ma'am.
To the chair. I'm sorry, I had a couple of go backs. I just want to take the time to say that I do truly appreciate your willingness to work with us, and I do appreciate. I call Don a lot, and as soon as I call her, she sends someone out right away. So I truly, truly appreciate the time that you guys take to help us and resolve the issues that we're constantly having to call. And we know it's not, sometimes some of it is not your fault, but at the end of the day, we still have to answer to the residents regardless. Yep. And I just want to call out an area that it's always, I get a lot of calls, which is a Van Ness and 119th. It's right for the freeway. People go there, and the homeless people, they live right off the freeway. And so every other day, it seems like I'm getting a call over there.
Is that at the encampment area?
Yeah, it's an encampment. And so I get so many calls, and you guys clean it up, but then the next day, somebody else is there. And I just appreciate that. But I did have a quick question. Do you guys have like a spot check person that actually goes and check behind your drivers sometimes to see if they're doing what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, so it's not uncommon that you'll see us kind of going out there and doing field blitz where the supervisors, managers, heck, even myself will come out to the city, making sure we're driving behind the drivers. We also do these things called ride-alongs. We call them resops or just kind of in-cab one-on-ones, right? It's not them always stepping into our office. We like to kind of step into their office to, quite frankly, inspect what we expect, right? As much as we can say that, hey, we have the most tenured group or whatever have you, X, Y, and Z, or citizens that care, quite frankly, we always need to make sure we're doing our job, right? Because we wouldn't have a job if, everything was, A-okay, nothing ever happens, whatever have you. We go out there and inspect, and we do these ride-along cabs, right? And we also have our supervisors that go through the city daily, right? They are assigned to every single city, right? We have individuals that oversee our other contracts and whatever have you, but we have supervisors that are specifically assigned to the city of Hawthorne, and they go through and they inspect what they expect from the drivers. Now, not to say that things don't kind of get past us, right? But one thing I will say is our drivers do a relatively good job policing each other, right? Whether it's a missed pickup or just quite frankly them not doing the right thing, they're not afraid to call each other out in regards to those situations.
Thank you.
Okay, Yvonne, you have a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Devin. Can you give council an update on the conversation we had yesterday and the actions that were taken? If you can go step by step, because I think it was a great job. It proves your two supervisors are connected to the community. And what was the resolution to that situation that we had yesterday?
Yeah, so resolution to the situation we had yesterday, an individual reached out. It appeared that her container was kind of quote-unquote half dumped. When you looked at the actual container itself, it was a piece of cardboard larged in with, holding down a couple bags down there. So within, I would say, about 15 minutes of me receiving the email from Vaughn, sent that over, CC'd the individuals I talked about, the supervisor-wise, to which then she was able to call that out to the driver, head back out there, take a look at some of the areas and some of the other streets kind of within question, service that container, as well as sent over a picture and then confirmed with the supervisor, to which the supervisor then closed the loop to Vaughn and the city in regards to a Code 19 service rendered.
Thank you.
All right.
To the chair.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you. And I hear the military in your voice. Inspect what you expect.
Yeah.
That's very much Marine Corps military term. So I appreciate your service too, by the way, your military service. You guys have always been very responsive to every issue I've ever had. A matter of fact, having it resolved within 24 hours. So I do greatly appreciate what you do for our community. If I was to give one area that we might want to work on is leaving the trash can in the driveway. which forces the individual to have to get out of the car. And if you know, you do know, there's no parking on the street. So you end up blocking traffic just to move garbage cans so that you can get in your driveway. So if we could work on that, that would be helpful.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Devin and Dawn for coming. Let just me reiterate in some points, right? Because one of the things that I noticed, and like Miss English mentioned, that we got phone calls. Sometimes you guys miss to pick up the recycling. So you're not doing weekly. Sometimes it goes 2 weeks without pick up recycling, especially the cardboard one, the ones on those white big bins. I have seen some of them, and then I had to call to figure out why they not pick up the recycle because they're full, you know. And the other thing that I want to learn, because I believe you guys supposed to have, you know, drivers to pick up the bulk items. How many days a week that you have the drivers on the street to pick up the bulk items?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but if I'm not mistaken, they're here every single day. We have a bulk driver as well as like a city can driver assigned out here. I'd have to kind of follow up with that if you would like me to reach out to Vaughn for that.
Yeah, please do that,
Yeah,
because
most definitely.
somebody told me that you guys cut them to 3 days a week instead of 5 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So check for me because you know bulk items is an issue that we have in the city of Hawthorne, unfortunately, right? Because people still have not been educated to call the Republic 1-800 to put those stuff out, but they're putting them anyway, everywhere. So bulk item is one of the issues that I would love to see, you know, for us to get rid of on a constantly basis. So if you can check on the days of those drivers going to pick up those bulk items, is because 3 days I don't think is enough, all right? Because it is a tremendous headache for us, especially the area of Moneta Gardens, east of Prairie.
Yeah,
right.
I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, check on that. And the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about, to come up with some signs, especially, you know, because a lot of people don't know how to distinguish trash from recycling, from cardboard, from plastic, from whatever, etc. Recently, I went to a country that when I get there, the first thing I noticed was they have these beautiful pictures showing plastic recycling, cardboard, trash, etc., etc., etc. So, and the reason I'm telling you this is because on my complex, that we are all homeowners, right? People still dumping food on the trash.
Yeah.
Trash on the recycling.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy, to tell you the truth.
Sure.
And I think if we come up with a better signs for them to say, look, this is the plastic, this is the cardboard, this is the, you know, glass. So maybe, because I think there is a need there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the people of Hawthorne, you know, unfortunately, you know, we've been preaching and preaching. I've been preaching for 25 years about bulk items, you know, but they still put them on the street. So the same thing is happening with the recycling. They're not recycling correctly.
Sure.
So I want us, maybe we can work in some type of signs that can give them a visual to say, this is where you put your recycle, your trash, your plastic, your cardboard, et cetera, et cetera.
I think that's where social media plays a big part in it, right? Kind of, you know, the video, you know, whatever have you, and kind of literature that we can get out to the city would be very, very important, right? You can also bring them here, have them look at that right there for you guys, right? That would definitely help out for the SB 1383.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, right, we've identified this was an issue, not just on the residential, but the commercial side. So the residential containers, we've started kind of paying for this in certain cities, is that we started hot stamping kind of essentially knowledge on there of like, hey, what is recycling, what is not recycling, whatever have you. A lot of common misconceptions is a pizza box is recycling. Well, it's really not. It has oils on there, right? You need to make sure you're putting it in the right area. On the commercial side, right, we have individuals that actually are within Don's team that go out to all of our commercial customers in regards, you know, mainly just focus on education, right? And making sure they're kind of tagging things and kind of talking to the kind of decision makers there on site to kind of walk them through what, is the proper way of disposing certain items, whether it's food, whether it's recycling, and whatever have you.
Right.
But always open to suggestions there. Quite frankly, if everybody was doing the right thing, right, we would have equal parts recycling, equal parts food, equal parts trash, but we all know that's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case. But I appreciate you coming because I think, like everyone said, we've been having good relationship with the Republic Service, and every time we call, you guys answer. Like I say, Dawn, is like a family. So we always call her if there is an issue, and then she tries to solve it immediately. So I appreciate all of that. Thank you.
She holds us together.
Thank you. Deborah.
To the chair, just one more time
go ahead.
before you leave. This coming Saturday, we're doing a cleanup, community cleanup. It's going to be e-waste and paper shredding. It's going to be at the Betty Ainsworth building off of Doty, right next to our new Public Works. And I just want to thank our Public Works Department in the collaboration and efforts that Republic Services has been making. And again, thank you for coming, and I appreciate all your efforts.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devin. Appreciate it. So, it's not a community cleanup. It's paper shred and e-waste collection, right?
I think it's like I think it's an event where they all kind of come to. Said that. I think there's literature outside of there. I know we grabbed a couple to ourselves.
Because we have the flyer. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Works. Thank you.
All right. We move on. We got another presentation. So, folks, be with us for a minute. Economic development is very important to our city, and we're always looking for innovative things to do for our economic development. So we do have a consultant, and Vaughn, can you introduce your guest?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to hear this update. This is Cosmont. The representation tonight will be Andrew Perez. Greg and myself have had several meetings regarding this update and the presentation to council, and we're very excited to see what's new and what's been established and found in Hawthorne. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, distinguished members of the City Council. My name is Andrew Perez. This is the third time I've had the pleasure of coming back here and presenting. Last time was July 8th when I was here to give a little bit of an update on where we were at with our analysis. Today I get to sort of bookend the analysis that we've been doing. It's a high-level summary that we're calling the Market and Economic Development Analysis, which is really focused on strategic land uses, opportunity areas, tools to support economic revitalization throughout the city. But today we're really going to be focusing on Hawthorne Boulevard. That's really where, working with city staff, we really have decided that that's where we want to focus for at least for this analysis, and then ongoing implementation efforts will also look throughout the city. So just briefly, this is just a note, a disclaimer really, because what you're going to see today does include some numbers, some financials. The last part of our analysis was an illustrative pro forma, and so that just simply means we're trying to figure out, from an investment standpoint, what would the private market be interested in doing if they were going to build in this city. I will also say that the models and feasibility testing I'm presenting are really just intended to guide planning. They're really intended to guide decision making. It's not to reflect any finalized outcomes or commitments, so please take that in mind when you see some of the numbers tonight. As you may recall, when I was here last time, I outlined that our scope included evaluating land uses such as retail, entertainment, hospitality, multifamily housing, mixed-use developments. That also includes even some for-sale townhomes, which were of some interest, and even just from a market standpoint is really hot right now, I would say. There's a lot of development of townhomes, and so we wanted to look into that as well. Each of these land uses were evaluated from a high-level market perspective. We did want to make sure that we're understanding that it's not a deep dive into every single one of these. Sometimes each of these land uses may have its own separate analysis, like a hotel analysis, for instance. We didn't get into the very specifics of what demand might look like for a hotel, but that is something certainly that we could do if there's of interest after our analysis is done here. I will also note that the path forward for strategic direction and sites that we're looking at, we're really focused on Hawthorne Boulevard. Hawthorne Mall was in the equation in the sense that it's something obviously we're keeping tabs of, but I know it's complex. There's ongoing discussions, and so that was really not necessarily a focus, and we really took that from our last discussion on July 8th, that the focus is really the corridor itself, Hawthorne Boulevard altogether. So, okay, so here you see the opportunity areas. And again, just for a moment, we'll take out Hawthorne Boulevard from the equation and just focus really on Hawthorne Boulevard, not the mall. We divided it up into north and south, and really the dividing line from east to west is El Segundo Boulevard. These zones represent the greatest potential to drive both near-term and long-term economic growth or business attraction, and even also some redevelopment as well, especially to the south. The company map visualizes these boundaries and illustrates where redevelopment efforts can be concentrated for maximum impact. What you'll notice on the next slide is that when we took a parcel inventory, and I know it's a very small map, but I think the main point here is there's over 239 street-facing parcels on Hawthorne Boulevards, a lot of parcels. So the majority of those are actually, 55% of those are smaller than a quarter acre. Now, when you present this to, from a development standpoint, you have to think about the perspective of the developer. I want to try to build as much as I can with as much land as I can. And if they have to focus on things in a quarter acre perspective, it's going to be very difficult to do that. And so we wanted to take that into consideration, and that really the scale and the challenges to do larger scale redevelopment is really exacerbated, I would say, to the south of El Segundo. It's less of an issue to the north of El Segundo, and you can really see this, and if you just walk down the street, right, you can tell when you're going to the south of El Segundo, there's a lot of individual buildings, and they're very small, they're very narrow, and you kind of go one to the next. Those are all individual parcels, sometimes less than a quarter of an acre. So the fragmentation of the parcel sizes highlights the importance of strategic assemblage efforts to unlock redevelopment value and create more impactful projects. And so when we did further analysis of this, we really wanted to start to group these into big buckets. So the north is one bucket, and the way we look at it is really, if you're looking at larger assemblages, the opportunity is really there from a 3+ acre perspective, making it more suitable for higher density or mixed use developments that we're accustomed to seeing being built right now. Our strategy recommends targeting densities of 40+ dwelling units per acre, with the potential to go higher as assemblages grow. This area also includes the long-term redevelopment opportunity of the Hawthorne Mall, again, which we talked about is complex, but it's an ongoing discussion that we want to make sure we're keeping tabs of. And then south of El Segundo Boulevard, because it has smaller parcels, we think it's really going to be the most beneficial if we can do an assemblage of half an acre to an acre. So where possible, where private owners, landowners are able to kind of come together and help assemble, we think the most impactful medium density to for sale residential opportunities really are around the half acre to acre size frame. And that really is more focused, I would say, towards townhomes, less mixed use. Mixed use, again, wants to be more like 2 to 3 acres or above or higher. And so here we're focusing on 20+ units per acre, so much smaller, and again, more about for sale residential townhomes. Now you may be thinking, I can't really picture townhomes on Hawthorne Boulevard. How would that work? And in some cases, some of it is mixed with retail, so it's almost a horizontal mixed use project. And so you may see retail up at the front and then some townhomes in the back. That is something that we're seeing now. And there's a little bit of a diversity that it's not these large mixed use projects that we're accustomed to seeing. They're smaller, they're more compact, but they're still providing both retail or commercial and some housing. So our preliminary financial results, feasibility results that we tested were hypothetical redevelopment scenarios for both ends of the Hawthorne Boulevard corridor that I talked about to understand residual land values based on different land uses and densities. Now, this is strictly just to understand what the market might seem palatable at this moment in this particular market, in this particular city. So when you think about construction costs, you think about capital costs, when you think about also rents for some of these projects, could it actually be feasible for a private developer to come in? All in all, what we found is that a townhome project is probably the most feasible of the three, and at 20 units per acre, the residual land value would be approximately $4 million per acre. Again, that's just a ballpark number. Things could change. That doesn't necessarily include some of the other issues that could be with soil or demolition, so it's just a ballpark number to assess kind of a ranking.
Andrew, can you dig into that number and maybe explain it in layman's terms that folks that do not do this for a living, what that actually means as far as penciling out and things like that for the 20-plus acres?
Yeah, essentially, we're just looking at, from a cost perspective, all in, if you were to have included all the operations costs, the development costs for a developer, and also looking at any sort of profit margin. When you include that all in, plus actually figuring out what that would cost to sell it, if you were to sell it, in this particular case, we're using it as kind of like a sell example, you would be left over with $4 million of residual land value. So that land on a per acre basis means it's worth about $4 million in total. If you take the project sort of off the land itself, the land, because you're building that project as a multifamily housing, or in this case a townhome, it's worth $4 million per acre. Now, if you were to build, say, retail, it's actually less profitable because in this particular case, for 1 acre, you're not necessarily generating enough income from that project to generate enough residual land value. So the developer wants to come in and say, I'll use that 1 acre to build retail instead of building townhomes. For them, coming in and saying, I want to build townhomes is going to be more profitable for them. So that's why the residual land value will differ. It's just on a project by project basis. Last time we talked about economic development tools. I'll say that we have an 80-page report, so I won't go into too much detail. We just wanted to make sure there's tools out there that you are aware of, whether it be BEAR, which we call Business Expansion, Attraction, Retention, which just essentially is proactively attracting new businesses, redevelopment, supporting growth and retention of existing businesses. We had a chance to do a stakeholder meeting with the Chamber of Commerce, which I thought was really helpful in us understanding from a BEAR standpoint, where would we go first? We'd want to talk to existing businesses and see what their needs are, but also figuring out if new businesses come in, what can we highlight from a positive standpoint that the city is doing to help attract businesses. There's also zoning and land use tools. The one here that I think is most important that is actually ongoing now is the general plan. In this case, we're also thinking about the downtown specific plan, which we know will get updated with the general plan. And then also the development opportunity reserve, which is essentially a value capture tool that Cosmont uses in other communities, whereby we utilize your zoning as currency to promote higher density in exchange for public benefits and community serving amenities. There's also infrastructure financing districts. These you may have heard of, like EIFDs and CRDs. You're able to use these as districts to reinvest the increased property tax revenues generated by those new developments in those districts back into the infrastructure and public improvements of those districts. And then finally, grants and public funding. Those are obviously, there's a lot there within the state and regional level, whether it's for infrastructure, climate resilience, housing. Some of those you currently, I'm sure, are using now with the CDBG funds and other state resources that are available. So in closing, we wanted to just talk about next steps briefly. There's several immediate long-term and short-term steps that we think the city can consider. And first, in particular, we think that you can align the findings of this economic development analysis pretty seamlessly into the general plan update, which we know you're currently undertaking with a consultant. And we think that that will help ensure policy direction supports the recommended strategies. We also think that proactively engaging property and business owners in the focus areas on Hawthorne Boulevard, potentially coordinating with local partners like the Chamber of Commerce. Like I said, we had a great discussion. I think that should be an ongoing discussion with them. And then as a side note to this, we are currently, we do have a proposal currently with the city to perform a highest and best use analysis for a recently acquired property on Rosecrans. We think that that is something that, again, is very similar to what we're talking about here. What is the highest and best use of that? What is the residual land value for that? How can the city benefit, but also how can the residents benefit from it? And so we'd be doing an analysis very similar to this, but more focused on that particular property. And we've also been in discussions with the city about how Cosmont's real estate brokerage arm can support the city with acquisition of future properties as well, which we think would be also advantageous to start promoting development in certain areas of the city. A couple more here, just identify and prioritize key sites for redevelopment within opportunity areas based on readiness and potential impact. We want to talk to any property owners that might be interested in selling, and if there's any interest in nearby property owners assembling, and making a larger piece of property or parcel together for redevelopment, that's something that we want to start to investigate and figure out if there's an opportunity there. And I think that's it. Yeah. I'll open it out to questions.
Thank you.
Yes, to the chair.
Add the English.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name again.
Andrew Perez.
Mr. Perez, thank you for the presentation. I'm glad that we're staying clear of the Hawthorne Mall. And for folks that don't know, the city of Hawthorne does not own the mall. It's owned by a private entity, and therefore it's been sitting vacant for years, and it's been a thorn in our side. I've lived in the city for 40 years, and I'm at the same time happy that it's finally going to either go down or go up, right? But I'm glad that you're not so much concentrating on that, because we really can't do much about it, right? But in the future, I'm hoping that something great will come. But having said that, I always travel the Hawthorne Boulevard, and I'm still seeing businesses boarded up, especially on the east side of the street, starting at the beginning of Hawthorne Boulevard, 7-Eleven, going all the way down. And it's more prevalent than probably previously. But is there any way that we could reach out to these boarded up businesses and see what ultimately they plan on doing? I know this was something that I have given direction to reach the owners, contact the owners, and give them an ultimatum to either put glass on their buildings and take out the boards. But at the same time, I think we need to contact them, reach out to them, ask them what their hopes are or not, and see if there's interest there, so that we could start engaging some type of discussion. Because when you see multiple buildings with the same boarded up, it's larger in size, and there's a potential for there to be more versus one. So that interests me. And at the same time, I like the fact that we're still looking at mixed use, work, live, where you could work in the building, work upstairs, live downstairs, or vice versa. I also like the mixed use concept of, business below, housing above. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any more large mall openings. I know that the Galleria is closing. They're looking to build housing. I know we're put in sometimes a predicament from Sacramento, having to put, RHNA numbers, mandated RHNA numbers. I don't know where we're at, Vaughn, yet with, what we're missing out, how much more housing we need. But I'm glad that once and for all, the nursery that was right behind us here was sold, and there's 30 units being built on either side, roughly 65 units of housing for purchase. I strongly believe that there needs to be a choice for individuals that live here in Hawthorne, whether or not they want to be first-time home buyers, whether or not they want to buy a condo, they could afford a house. I think all of that is important, but I also think that as a city, we've been very fortunate to be able to acquire parcels of property ourselves for economic development, perhaps building housing that could be affordable for those that could afford it, but at the same time, still developing our city to be, rich and a good-looking city. I think the city of Hawthorne has come a long way, and I like the fact that we're back to acquiring property. With the moving of our public work yard, that's going to be a parcel for consideration. With the new development that we just purchased over on Rosecrans, that has a lot of potential. For folks that also don't know, we have 3 capital projects. City Hall here is going to be built out. We purchased the Bank of America in the front.
the parking for underground parking is going to start at that location underground. And then we're going to have a senior center. It looks great. I've been driving by. I live across the street. At our senior center looks great, including our public works new location, which the benefit there is you're going to be able to come to the counter and have services rendered on your needs. And so that's amazing, because that's what we need these days is one-on-one, communication. But I appreciate the presentation. I see lots of benefits, including private and private partnership, and I look forward to including the Hawthorne Airport. So I know you talked about some other stuff, and I know there's been discussion with regards to parking issues, meter parking. I mean, all this stuff. And right now we do have a volunteer group of individuals that is working with our planning department and Greg. So that's great that there's community input and providing what their hopes are for Hawthorne. But we no longer can stay small, blinded from the possibilities of growing. If you travel to other cities and other communities, they have grown out. There's great developments that are coming up. I know folks don't like to talk about density, but it's happening. We no longer have space to expand going, one direction. It has to go up. But all of this is great, and I just want to be able to just, Cosmont has been a friend of mine for years, and I look forward to just being able to work collectively and see the vision together of the potential that Hawthorne has to be able to provide housing, to be able to provide great jobs, restaurants, and grocery stores. We need to be able to reach out to, I don't know, I know Montero, we spoke about
Trader Joe.
Trader Joe's, right? Right?
Erewhon.
There's a lot, Sprouts, right? I know that CVS closed, right? Is it Walgreens closed on the corner of Rosecrans and Prairie? What's the potential for that? All of that is important. So again, thank you for your presentation and for your time.
Ms. Manning?
To the chair, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your presentation, and I'm really eager to get started. One in particular thing that we definitely need is restaurants. And so I think it's really important to start engaging the businesses that we currently have. I really echo what Councilwoman English said, like reaching out to the current businesses that are here, because we're growing, but we also have to grow in other places. The capital improvement projects that she mentioned is going to be a really big deal. And now is the time, if you're listening, now is the time for you to come into the city of Hawthorne while we're building. This is a great time. We got this new Archer company that's here already. Like she mentioned, the other places that we're building. It's a great time. It is definitely a great time, and I'm so glad to be here during this time. And I look forward to you guys truly engaging with the organizations that we currently have. But not only that, it's important that we really dig deep for other people, right? Those small mom and pops restaurants give us that home feeling, and so I'm sure that there are a lot of businesses, and I'm glad that you're working with the chamber, because I know Patricia, the fact that she's bringing folk here, these small businesses here, to serve us food, those organizations or those companies, they would be great to be along the corridor on Hawthorne Boulevard. I mean, we have a plethora of restaurants that have been coming here, small businesses. And on top of that, we've had some folks that are that have moved in. And so we really need to come up with a plan to engage them, to let folks know the new people that have moved in. And then, you know, I look forward to you guys bringing in some new people. So I love that idea of engaging with companies, but more importantly, what are we doing for the new place that we got? Like, you know, that's on one of our corridors, and that's a big deal. So I can't wait to see what we're going to do. And it seems to be a common thing that as I drive around the city, other cities, where you see retail at the bottom, mixed use, and condos or townhouses at the bottom. And that seems to be a very popular model. Even when I went to D.C., down by the water, that's what you see. You see all these beautiful restaurants, and then up top, all these beautiful condos and townhouses. So, you know, again, as I travel, this is a common thing that I'm seeing, that mixed use makes a difference, you know, creating that walkable neighborhood. And you know, we're a city of good neighbors, so we definitely want to be walking to our neighbors, to the restaurants, having our kids. I mean, when we get our new city hall, having the kids come there and play and watch a movie, and walking down the street to go to this restaurant, watch the game and drink beers at this restaurant. Like, I can see it as clear as day. We just need to make it happen. We have the tools. We have the anchor. We have people that are coming in at a really good time. And so I just look forward to those two things for me specifically are a priority, engaging what we have and working on that corridor, and then hitting the rest of the corridors as well. And I look forward to you working with Archer to see what you guys come up with as well. So I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
To the chair, thank you. Thank you very much, Andrew. The presentation is great. It's nice to see where we're headed. I do have a question about the property that we just acquired. Have you had a chance to look at that yet, or are you working on that?
Only on Google Street View, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't engaged their contract yet. I wanted this presentation to take place to see what direction was. So Andrew did provide me a proposal with council's approval. I will move forward with that.
Okay. And when is that going to come on?
Well, if we move forward with executing that agreement, I will let Andrew answer that question, the timeline to receive those results.
Yeah, I mean, pending a contract execution, we can start, you know, immediately, right away, as part of the implementation services.
Because I know it's a good deal. I just want to know how good it is. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to be short, Andrew. Thank you very much. I think you guys is on the right track, right? Because we know Hawthorne Boulevard is very important for us. That's the corridor that connects the South Bay and the city itself. So, and we know, like Ms. English said, there's a lot of, you know, business that's been closed for many years, nothing happening. So the idea about mixed use, like you said, commercial in the front and townhomes in the back, I think is essential for people to get attraction to come to Hawthorne's, and specifically to build Hawthorne Boulevard. I think that is the key for you guys to reach out to these owners and say, look, this is an alternative for you, instead of being looking for a retail to come because no retail so far is not coming, or they want too much money for the space, right? So I think if we can give them a solution to say you can build 20 units of townhome for sales, because remember, I want ownership, I don't want rentals, right? So if we can build home ownership, because we're still very low in Hawthorne, with only 27% home ownership in Hawthorne. So we need to build more home ownership. And then if we can talk to them about building something that is commercial and also housing for people that come and stay and have a family, I think you guys is onto something, because Hawthorne Boulevard is very important. Because when we did the downtown specific plan more than 10 years ago, you know, everything was designed around what the mall was going to do, but nothing happened. So now we see more business that are not striving. It's because there is no movement, right? Like we need more people to live and work in the city. So that's what we need. So keep focus on that and bring those owners on board and talk to them and say, look, you can, the city is willing to allow you to build townhomes behind and business in front, right? So that's the key thing. The other thing that I want you to look into is that Walgreen property on Rosecrans and Prairie. Because it used to be a Walgreen, and I would love to see if we can bring some, you know, retail there like a Trader Joe or a Sprouts or Whole Food, because I believe they want a ground leasing there, okay? So even, believe it or not, I told Vaughn, I would love to get that ground lease for us. So then we can dictate what we want to go there, right? Because we don't want nobody to come and say we're going to put 500 unit apartment there. So we have to make sure we are in the front of these things to happen because, like I said, we need home ownership, we need business, we need commercial, we need a restaurant, we need, you know, decent supermarket. Because a lot of people complain some other supermarkets are not the high quality in our city. So some people is going outside our city to go buy. So we need some retail that is high quality in our city. Okay, and of course, you know, the Rosecrans property is no-brainer that we're going to make a state-of-the-art. Whatever happened there is going to be beautiful. So keep working because I think you guys are on the right direction, and it's important for us to build Hawthorne Boulevard, and then look at the Rosecrans Boulevard, Crenshaw, Inglewood. So all these four corners of Hawthorne needs to be developed, right? So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question before I move on? Go ahead.
He had mentioned earlier that if we asked him to look in analysis for a hotel, he would do that, and I would love to see potentially a hotel.
Yeah, in general, I would say that the hotel market right now is pretty challenged. So there's no silver bullet that will come from analysis, but we'll be frank and honest about the demand based off your existing inventory and also just the nearby inventory. But given the amount of things that are going on and the activity that's coming down the pike, I mean, I think there's a real opportunity there long term, and I think it would behoove us to look into it now.
Oh yeah, especially on our corridor for sure. Imperial, right?
Yeah.
That would be great. You hear that, Archer?
Well, see, one of my dream was if we could have money to buy all those motels on Imperial Highway and turn them in 3-4-star hotel, I would love to do that.
The city of Anaheim is actually doing something very similar on Beach Boulevard. They're purchasing old motels and doing something very similar to that. So.
Wow.
And I think you have a lot of work in front of you.
I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Wait,
I apologize for.
I'm sorry. Do we have to vote, Vaughn?
No, I don't think. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just presentation. Thank you for staying along. I know it's already 8:49, so now we're going to go to oral communication.
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, all remarks should be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any individual council member. During oral communication, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any items not contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of oral communications to refer any remarks to the City Manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
Thank you. Ms. Pat Donaldson. Sorry we keep you this late.
Quickly, I'm going to go through this really quick. Our Thanksgiving giveaway is going to be at the Hawthorne Memorial Center, but on the Betty
Can you
Ainsworth
speak
side
in the
with
mic so the people at home can hear you?
Oh, I am so loud. I've used to speak at churches and everything. You can hear me, believe me. Thank you, though. Okay.
Yeah, we just want the people at home to hear you.
Oh, Okay.
Yes.
November 25th at the Hawthorne, on the corner of El Segundo and Doty, we will be giving out hopefully 500 to 600 turkeys and groceries for Thanksgiving. Christmas will be December 22nd. Of course, Angie's involved in all this. It's going to be turkeys, food, and probably about 2,000 toys. Now, because of everything that's going on, our input for families, the phone is ringing off the hook. So we really need as much toys and canned goods, stuffing that we can get for both of these events. Okay, yes, we need a tremendous grocery store in Hawthorne and some good restaurants, but we got a bunch of small restaurants. So we just have new chamber members, and I'm going to introduce them. They can tell their names and what they do. So we have Darlene with LaClark, Al LaClark Cuisine. You had her food. She's a new chamber member with her husband. And you want to give your name and say what you do, please. And here is your plaque.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Darlene Clark. I have, my name of my business is A La Clark Cuisine. I do catering, and I also run a ghost kitchen. I'm trying to get a property that's actually on 132nd and Hawthorne Boulevard. It's behind the American Deli. I've been a resident. I've been living here. I bought that home for 31 years. And my daughter is helping me out today, and she serves in the military. So she came home, so she's helping me. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I could get the new place.
All right, God will. Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
You can call her. Okay, and then we have another new chamber member. It's Miss Amigos Tacos. Are they still here? Yes, come on up. Here's their plaque, and they'll tell you the name of their business and where they're at.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth, and it's a privilege to be here representing my business, Mis Amigos Tacos. This is a business it's a familiar business, and I'm happy to stay here, but she's playing.
Okay, my name is Ashnith Garcia, and I'm representing with Mis Amigos Tacos. They are in the corner of Hawthorne Boulevard and Rosecrans, right in the corner. A mother-daughter business, newly owned. They've been established for more than 20 years, but she's administrating new ownership, under new ownership. So I'm excited for her, and thank you for this privilege and to serve you in our community, Hawthorne. Thank you.
All right, welcome to Hawthorne.
Okay, and then we have two more real quick. Well, he already got his plaque. Marco, come on up here. He has the boxing place.
Oh.
So he joined the chamber, and he's going to say something.
Good evening, City Council. Thank you for being here. So yeah, my name is Marco Trejo. Most people know me as Coach Marco. I've had my boxing gym in the city of Hawthorne for almost 17 years, which is a long time now for me. And I've been working really hard producing what I think are the best boxers in Southern California. I've had several national champions. We've come pretty close to making the Olympic team. And now we're ramping up to hopefully make the Olympic team in 2028. So I'd like to be, thank you. We have several boxers that we competed in the Olympic trials a few years ago, and we're ranked in I have a few that are ranked in the top 5, so we have potential to make the team. We're going to be competing in December in Texas. But aside from that, you know, I've been working really hard to build the gym, build the fighters. This Saturday in Long Beach at a place called Thunder Studios, I have 2 of my best boxers. One of them is Brian Albaran, and the other one is Joseph Abudi. Joseph Abudi was ranked #1 in the USA a few years ago as an amateur. Now he's a pro. They're going to be fighting in Long Beach, and I'd like to invite the City Council to come to the event. I have tickets for everybody, including the new chief if he would like to come. So one of the reasons I want to invite you guys to come is not only to see the product that we're putting out there, these great young men and women that are competing in boxing, representing the city of Hawthorne, is I want you to see these types of events. I've been involved with boxing for a long time. I'm part of the California Golden Gloves. I'm a board member and a sponsor. Excuse me, it's been a long day. And, you know, I do a lot of events, amateurs and pros, and I actually want to bring these types of events to Hawthorne. I would love to bring some professional boxing events to the city of Hawthorne, not only to, you know, to showcase my fighters and my gym, but also to prepare for 2028. I actually have a 1984 gold medalist, Henry Tillman. He works at my gym. He's a friend, so he doesn't really work there, but he's there coaching and helping. You know, he's a big inspiration for all the young fighters. But I would love to inspire the rest of the city with these types of events. They're great for bringing the community together, and I think in preparation for 2028, all the things that all the presenters talked about, Archer and the last guy that was in here talking about all the plans, you know, there's a lot of potential. Having some of these events is really going to like showcase that potential and lead to new things, and I would just love to get your guys' support on that. And hopefully next year we can do some professional events. I work with Top Rank. I work with Golden Boy. I have some connections with ESPN and some other live streaming networks, and I would love to bring that to the city of Hawthorne. So,
well,
let
me tell you, thank you, Marco. I'm going to keep you in mind because on Olympic 28, we're going to be the host of the Cape Verde country, and one of the boxers got gold medal in Paris. So we need your boxing ring for him to train 10 days before the Olympics start.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're part of USA Boxing. I've been a member for a long time. I'm 100% sure that we're going to be hosting a lot of different countries, a lot of different boxers at our gym. Yeah. I will say our gym is the biggest boxing gym in Los Angeles. I think we're probably the most successful gym in Los Angeles. I'm very proud to have my business in Hawthorne and hope to continue with that.
Make sure we have priority.
Yeah, USA is number one, of course.
All right,
so.
thank you.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you, Marco.
Say hi to your mom. That Sweet Science Boxing on Hawthorne Boulevard.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten you.
And our last person, before I bring up our last person, I meant to mention that we're going to have our chamber Christmas mixer on December 18th. We just don't have the facility yet, and I was already talking to the Archer people about maybe using their hangar for the Christmas party. So we'll see. I don't know yet where it's going to be, but hopefully it'll be December 18th. Now my last person is Robert. He has Marathon Financial Group, and here's his plaque, and he'll tell you a couple things about his business.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Robert Clyde. I'm a consultant with Marathon Financial Group. We have a traditional financial service firm, and we focus on two different areas. One is debt elimination. 83% of Americans are in debt. We have a proven and guaranteed process that's going to help anyone eliminate their debt 2 to 3 times faster than what they're currently on pace for. With this debt elimination, you're going to save more money for retirement as well. And that's one good thing about that. Secondly, we also believe in estate planning. I'd like to just say this real quick, and I want you guys to think about this. Something bad has happened. You've been in an accident, a terrible accident, and you are now incapacitated. What documents or permission slips do you have on file that's going to relieve the liability from these financial institutions, your bank, your 401k, and your businesses? These documents guarantee that your family that's going to be left behind if something bad happened will allow them to make medical decisions, financial decisions on your behalf, because you're incapacitated and you're not dead, but you can no longer handle your financial affairs. I want to thank you for this time. Thank you, Ms. Patricia. Appreciate this opportunity.
You guys do free workshops?
Yes, sir. Well, we have two ways that we have every month we have 2 webinars.
All right.
That I can, send out
Give that
blasts to.
information, please.
And also we do have one-on-ones where myself and the asset specialist will sit down with you where you can ask your questions and start the process.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you, Pat, for bringing all this business to Hawthorne. Appreciate that. So, see, we have business coming.
Chair, real quick. Pat's birthday was Saturday. Yeah. Before she goes, I want us to sing happy birthday.
All right,
Ready?
so that's 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pat. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Rudy Vargas. Rudy?
I believe they may have spoken before. They wanted to
we're
talk
gonna-
about the
okay.
airport.
Anthony Diaz? Okay.
I believe he as well.
Okay, I don't have no more cards. If anybody wants to speak, form a line, please.
Good evening, Council, and Mayor, who's not here, but good evening, everyone. I'm Lely Fernandez, North Hawthorne Community Association. And I'm here. I want to first welcome Archer Aviation to the city of Hawthorne. Thank you for choosing the city to come in. We are a city that deserves growth and innovation and opportunity. And Archer represents that. I'm proud to see a company like this investing in our community. To the council, homeowners earlier spoke up. We need you to step up and push the FAA because that's where the real problem is, the noise. It starts there and it ends there. Even in my area, North Hawthorne with LAX, when it rains, I know when it rains. My windows tremble with those big planes. So welcome again, Arthur. Archer, let's move this forward. Also, thank you, Republic Service, for their hard work and support in the events. I haven't had an issue, thank God, with them, even when I both call English and in Espanol. Depends on my flavor that day, what I want to do. Spanish, sometimes it's faster, so they've been good. We are a city that deserves growth, innovation, and opportunity. So I'm glad these things are moving forward. I offer a heartfelt salute to all our veterans coming from a military family of Navy, Marine, and Air Force. Your courage and sacrifice live in families like mine, and we honor you today and always. And your events are great. They're just kind of long, so, but everybody that you guys honor is great. Not too many cities do that, so thank you guys for your job up there.
Well, that leaves me out. Good evening, everyone. I wanted to thank you very much for honoring some of the veteran organizations that work in this city. They do an amazing job, and they communicate and work a lot for the members of our city and of our area here. I would like to remind you that there is another veterans organization that's very often active in Hawthorne, and that's Vietnam Veterans of America. It was founded almost 50 years ago. It is the first, or one of the first, congressionally chartered 501c19 veteran organizations. We meet at the Hawthorne VFW. Very happy to have an association with them. Our local chapter president is a Hawthorne resident. Our local state council president is a local Hawthorne resident, excuse me. And I wanted to mention a couple of the things that Vietnam Veterans of America has done. We have over 90,000, they have over 90,000 members, over 700 chapters nationally. They were the group that started the vet centers and also brought about the judicial review of claims for people who have had their claims denied. Also, one of the local VVA 53 chapter members started the SAFE program, which you went through tonight when you had any of the veterans or active duty service members stand to be recognized before the flag salute and the Pledge of Allegiance. Also, some of the things you may remember that VVA has done for the past 25 plus years in this area is they give 5 cash scholarships every year. This year they gave 5 $1,200 cash scholarships to high school seniors. We also have distributed over 150 of the memorial flag boxes for burial flags for veterans in the area. You also may remember that during Hawthorne's 100th anniversary party a few years ago, there was a Huey that was towed down Hawthorne Boulevard that also belonged to a Vietnam Veterans of America chapter and came to our city so that our residents could sit in the cockpit of a Huey and have their pictures taken. Also, VVA has been responsible for pushing the PACT Act, which is one of the most signature legislations that has affected veterans in the past 50 years. That finally gave recognition to the damages that were done from toxic exposures, from burn pits, and from Agent Orange, not only to the veteran, but to their spouses, to their children, and to their grandchildren. Right now, Hawthorne residents who are members of Vietnam Veterans of America are traveling several times a year to Washington, D.C., to participate in a national committee on veteran housing, and also involved in the federal lawsuit that is building 1,200 to 1,800 units of permanent supported housing on the West LA VA campus. And their motto is, never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. The reason that they have that motto is because when the Vietnam veterans came home, a number of the other service organizations would not accept them as members, saying that they hadn't fought in a real war. Well, I guarantee you, my husband fought in a real war, and so did all of the members of Vietnam Veterans of America that I've been honored to work with for the past 20 years. Just wanted to let you know that, yes, they are active in Hawthorne and will continue to be so. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
So we have our Thanksgiving luncheon. It's going to be this next Thursday. The Hawthorne Lawndale Ministers Association, we put on a Thanksgiving dinner every year. It's free. It's for the older folks, so we'd love to have you come out. We're going to have a great time, and we'll see you there. Also, tomorrow we have our November meeting for the Hawthorne Lawndale Ministerial Association. So if anyone's interested in coming, 7 o'clock, we pray. We actually pray for people, and love to have you guys come and pray with us and pray for us. And we're going to discuss some of the events here that we're going to do next week tomorrow, as well as meet with some of the cities. So love to have you come out. God bless.
All right, thank you. I don't see nobody else. We should speak with the council. Our communication is over. Madam Clerk, your consent calendar, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, I have 6 items on the consent calendar. There are items 6 through 12 for your consideration and approval. Item 6, City Treasurer requests approval of the warrants. Item 7, approval of City Council minutes for the regular meetings of October 14th, 2025, October 28th, 2025, and the special meeting of September 30th, 2025. Item 9, Resolution number 8562, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract for loan guarantee assistance under Section 108 of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. Item 10, Resolution 8563, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, approving the application for Land and Water Conservation Fund Water Tower Park Development Project. Item 11, Resolution number 8565, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, proclaiming the month of November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month in Hawthorne. Item 12, Resolution number 8566, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, approving budget allocations for specified elected officials for the 2025-2026 fiscal year for adoption.
To the chair, can you pull number 12?
Sure.
I'll go ahead and move items 6 through 11. Second. Thank you.
All right, please vote.
The votes are in.
Okay, number 12, Ms.
Voting
Manning.
reflects, council voting yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Manning.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to just get clarification and to talk about the resolution of the City Council budget allocation. Wanted to find out, City Attorney, if if your name is, let me see. I wanted to find out more clarification in regards to the elected officials' budget. If they're able to donate to certain, because I read the resolution, and it talked about if you're on the board, you can't vote. I mean, you can't give money.
That's right. Previously, the City Council adopted a series of resolutions, and you indicated, the council did, that no elected official may be permitted to donate to any event sponsored or co-sponsored by an organization to which that elected official is a board member. It would be a conflict of interest.
And then also, I wanted to talk about, you know, we had voted for folks to be on this list, and then I know that we talked about clarification in terms of voting. So I wanted to make sure that this list that we have, that we all voted on, because I see some new names that have been added, and I wasn't familiar with this. So I'm asking if you can, City Attorney Vaughn, City Manager, go back and take a look at these names, that we should be voting on them, because I believe we voted on this before, but there's some new names that have been added and no discussion about it.
Yeah, if I can interject, what I could recommend is, coming to the new year, that we can put this item as a discussion action item, either at the next meeting or the first meeting in January, and discuss which organizations we want to keep, not keep. And what I can do, I can poll the council members individually to see if there's any conflicts on this list as it sits now.
Okay, thank you.
To the city attorney, so are we table or are we moving on forward with it?
I just have I just have a discussion also. So for clarification, I don't know if I think we had this when you were first elected. We had a list of all the organizations that we can provide a stipend to.
Yep.
And then we went through that list and we eliminated organizations and groups that no longer have an affiliation with the city or no longer is having, say, that event, or, you know. And one, for instance, would be like, I'll just name, let's see, we removed, I think it was Wiseburn. Was it Wiseburn? Yeah. Anyhow, so what you're asking for, I guess, now is to bring the list back so that we could go through that list again, right?
Well, I'm saying that there's some new, we had a list that we voted on. We agreed. But I'm saying that now there has been more people that have been added to the list without us actually voting on it. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to be adding to it, then we need to follow protocol like we did before.
Okay. So we're going to bring, from what I understand, a discussion action with all those names?
Well, Vaughn is going to go through and he'll be able to tell us like the names that were added.
Okay.
So he already has a list of the ones that we already agreed to. But then there were some that were just added, and I'm just learning about them through this. So we agreed collectively that we can't just put stuff on the list, that we have to vote on it. We have to at least get a 3 vote.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, she's correct, because that's why we decide that that list should come to us, and then we'll add and subtract any addition. So maybe if one just bring it the list next meeting.
Next meeting, okay.
Point of clarification. Point of clarification. Are we voting on the actual amount, or are we voting on the projects? Because this says here that we're voting on the budget allocations, not necessarily that we're voting on the projects.
That's correct.
I would recommend that you proceed with this item.
Okay.
We can bring it back for discussion, but I would also recommend that we wait to see as to whether or not the council decides to adopt the ordinance that was on the agenda earlier tonight. That might help the process.
You mean the resolution?
I meant the ordinance that had its first reading. If there is a second reading, that ordinance may be helpful in helping you decide which direction you want to go, if you're talking in terms of voting.
Can you explain what that ordinance have to do with the?
That's the ordinance that helps you decide when you're giving directives whether or not.
That's a different. That's completely different.
I think what
I'm
what
looking
city
at a
attorney is saying
resolution.
that I've been advised in the past to add certain organizations to this list without council's approval, total approval. So moving forward, I think I'm hearing from Councilwoman Manning that it should be a vote and approval from the entire council on organizations that are added to the list.
Okay, so this is approving a budget allocation. Okay, so
So that part,
it's budget.
right, but the part that I'm trying to explain is that when he read that if you are on that board, you cannot allocate money to that organization.
Okay, so with item number 12, what are you asking? Are you asking to table it, pull it, bring it back? What are you asking for?
I'll ask if we bring it back. That way it'll give time for the city attorney and Vaughn to take a look at it and bring it back.
So am I hearing we're going to bring this item back with a discussion action item on nonprofits, organizations on this list?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, noted.
And if you're not, and if you have a conflict, you're not to
Right.
reallocating funding to any of the organizations that are named on the list.
Correct, and I will bring a list back, a side list with a staff report with the organizations that have been added the last 12 months.
And does that mean that the organization can't be on the list, or does it mean that I can't donate because I'm on the board,
It means that you can't donate if you're on that same board.
but everybody else could if they wanted to?
That's correct.
Gotcha.
All right. So we're pulling the item number 12. So we go to the ordinance.
Well, I think there needs to be a motion and a second to pull the item.
So I made a motion to pull.
I second.
Please vote.
The votes are in. The voting reflects council voting yes.
Already covered the ordinance tonight.
Montero. Your mic.
Okay, so the word, it was number.
13 and
done.
14.
All right. So
General matters, right?
yeah, so general matters, so
Item 15, the Hawthorne Police Department's inaugural community gun buyback program on Saturday, December 20th, 2025 at Hawthorne City Hall. Recommended motion, authorize the police chief to execute the Hawthorne Police Department's inaugural community gun buyback program on Saturday, December 20th, 2025 at Hawthorne City Hall.
all right, so I'm going to talk about this for a minute, so indulge me, please, but I'm going to make the motion. Chief Lane, come to the podium, please. You know how recently it's been a lot of shooting in the city of Hawthorne, and a lot of people was thinking about, the gun, the perception of that there was crime and the gangs was coming back to Hawthorne. So I talked to the Chief Lane and Vaughn. I said, what can we do maybe to take those guns off the street, because it's not gangs, it's individual fighting with individual, family disputes, and some other, unfortunate incidents that happen that it was a lot of chat on Facebook, on Nextdoor, that there was crimes get out of control in the city of Hawthorne, but it's just a perception. So because we know that violence is the city of Hawthorne is going down. So I asked Chief Lane, what can we do? So he suggests maybe a gun buyback. Okay, because I believe we have not done a gun buyback in city of Hawthorne. And believe it or not, I did the gun buyback about in 1990s in city of Boston, where we collect actually 1,400 guns. So, and also, Torrance and Long Beach have done it recently. So maybe it's a good idea for us to do a gun buyback and to to took some of these guns off the street so people will not shoot at each other. So, Chief Lane, talk more about that, please.
Yes, we'd like to do our first gun buyback on Saturday, December 20th, here at City Hall in the parking lot. We'd like to start it at 9 a.m. and run it till about 1 p.m. with the intent of having community members that would like to dispose of firearms safely, or if they're not keeping them safely at home now and would like to submit them and return them, with the intent of exchanging gift certificate or gift card for that firearm, with the intent of having them return their firearm safely. At the conclusion of the event, the firearms will be disposed of properly. They'll be destroyed at a company that we currently use for firearm destruction that are seized by our police department. And along with that, we'd also do a PSA gun safety advisory for the community prior to the new year, along with some firework notification for safe guns, safe handling, safe storage of firearms. These have been popular events in other cities. Long Beach did one in 2024 and took 316 firearms off the streets. And Torrance did one also in November of 2024 and took 270 firearms off the streets. All of this is no questions asked. We will take the firearm and dispose of it properly.
To the
Sure,
chair.
go ahead.
This is a really great idea. For some reason, I thought we did this before. This is the first time we're doing this ever?
In my 24 years of being here at the Hawthorne Police Department, we've never done a gun buyback.
Wow. Well, you're very correct then. I've heard this has been very successful in other cities, so I'm so happy to hear that we're finally doing it. This is a great idea. Thank you, Councilman.
Chief
Thank you.
Lane,
Go ahead.
can you make mention of the team and how it's going to be a citywide event with help from other departments and what those other departments are going to help with, please?
Yes. So, in order to facilitate it properly and to reduce the liability and maintain the proper auditing of the finances, we're going to work with the finance department, have them on part of the team in order to facilitate the gift cards, make sure that they're tracked and audited properly, as well as we're going to work with Public Works and City Hall to make sure that we can have it set up here in the parking lot on a weekend when it's least amount of traffic, in order to facilitate the drive-through of the firearm disposal properly. And then lastly, with our property department and our records bureau, to track those guns, make sure that they are disposed of, tracked, and then sent off to the disposal company so they're not found later or misplaced.
To the chair.
Go ahead.
Can you also give us stats on the condition of the firearm that's returned?
Yes, so as part of the law, that when we seize the firearm, they do have to go to LA County for what's called like an APHIS gun check to make sure that they're not a crime gun, to make sure that they're properly tracked and disposed of, and we have a court order to dispose of those guns. Upon completion of that, the guns will be destroyed, and I can provide information back on the guns that were seized, the amount of guns that were seized, and the fact that they were properly destructed.
I love this.
Okay.
This is awesome.
So they do provide you with the data of whether it was a working gun, if it was involved in a crime, those kind of things. They give you those numbers to give to us?
Yes, so upon transfer of the gun for the gift card, we will make sure that it's a working gun. We'll make sure that it's an actual firearm, so that way we're not giving a card to somebody that's not giving us a real firearm or a possibility of being used as a firearm. And then from there, we'll get a report back at the conclusion of LA County Sheriff's search and testing of the firearm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chief Lane. Any other question? I made a motion.
Second.
Okay.
The votes are in. Voting reflects council voting yes.
You move on to the city manager calendar.
Mayor Pro Tem, I have items 16 through 21 for your consent and approval. Item 16, City of Hawthorne's investment report for the quarter ended September 30th, 2025. Item 17, progress payment number 9 in the amount of $646,376.01 due to PCN3 Inc. of Los Alamitos, California for the City of Hawthorne's new senior center project number 24-03. Item 18, approval of a parcel map to be recorded with Los Angeles County Public Works. Item 19, progress payment number 4 in the amount of $880,764.01 due to Martinez Landscape Company, Incorporated of Sylmar, California, for City of Hawthorne's new city yard, project number 24-02. Item 20, progress payment number 6 in the amount of $292,980 due to Pardes Air, Inc. of Los Angeles, California for Hawthorne Memorial Center HVAC system upgrade, project number 23-08. Item 21, progress payment number 11 in the amount of $376,437.91 due to Classic Engineering and Construction, Incorporated of Orange, California for Hawthorne's housing rehabilitation of city-owned properties 2023, project number 23-09. That concludes the city manager's consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve items 16 through 21?
So move.
Second.
Please vote.
The votes are in. Voting reflect council voting yes.
We don't have no city attorney. Elected official reports and recommendations. Starting with the Miss City Treasurer.
Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Thanks, everyone, for everyone who's still here. Thank you all for hanging in with us. I have a few things. I want to welcome David Caceres. David, I really do appreciate our wonderful working relationship. David does a lot of help with the clerk's office. I would also like to say happy birthday to Pat Donaldson and welcome to Archer Aviation. Thank you all for choosing Hawthorne. Want to thank also Kiwanis and Jerry for having me. They invited me out to speak about the city clerk's office and the functions and different things that we have going on here. Updates for the city clerk's office. I am attending this week a new laws and election conference where we're talking about different laws that are coming up. Also wanted to update everyone. The website is going to be undergoing some changes, or at least the city clerk's portion of that. We want to kind of make it easy for people to find things that they need to do, so look out for that. And I wanted to give an update with the upcoming paper project because it's taken us a little more time than what we thought. We're actually going to have to periodically close our office for a couple hours here and there so that we can dig into these papers and start getting them digitized. That's it for me, and I just want to thank everyone again for coming out, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilwoman Faye Johnson.
Thanks for hanging in there, everyone. I want to send out a thank you to all of our veterans and veteran organizations for all that they do for our country and for Hawthorne. I'd also like to welcome David as the interim city attorney. We appreciate you. Welcome, Archer. We're looking forward to a great relationship. Thank you for hanging in with us tonight. I would also, in all fairness, and I mentioned this the other night when I was talking to somebody, that and Lely made a good point this evening, is not all airport noise is Hawthorne airport noise. You can absolutely tell when LA is raining or the weather is bad, like today when it's cloudy. They change runways and we get the brunt of the noise. That is not Hawthorne. Unfortunately, Hawthorne, is the closest to punch. So you get the brunt of it, but keep that in mind. Thank you to Generation Connect, Republic Service, Cosmont, love Cosmont and everything that they're doing for us. Quick question, I'm not sure who can answer this one for me, but what are the parking rules on holidays? The no parking on your street, and it's, let's say, like yesterday. Would those be in those parking?
That's a perfect question. Chief Lang, do you want to answer that, or would you like me to answer that?
As far as street sweeping goes,
Not street sweeping, street parking.
yeah, so on the holidays, we usually do not enforce the parking.
And these are federal holidays?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we also, that's usually our parking enforcement that is out issuing those sites. From time to time, a police officer may issue a parking site that does not know whether or not, the holiday counts for them. So if that occurs, please notify us and we will look into that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Chief. We welcome you too. And Vaughn, can you remind us of what the council meeting schedule is for the rest of the year?
Absolutely. What I have, let me just go through all the Tuesdays. If we were to meet the next time, it would be November 25th. If I do remember, that meeting was canceled. So canceling that meeting, our next meeting will be December 9th, and then we wouldn't have a meeting until 2026, which would be January 13th. So to my records, we have one meeting remaining in this year, and it would be the December 9th meeting.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So everybody heard that. Tomorrow, we're going to do Coffee with a Cop at the Soft Cafe located at the 12947 Hawthorne Boulevard from 8 to 10. Everybody that can come, please come. Advertising Hawthorne Eats Restaurant Week for businesses who are interested in finding out more about how your restaurant can be highlighted during this week. We ask that you reach out to Hawthorne Eats at the City of Hawthorne at cityofhawthorne.org. Again, Hawthorne Eats at cityofhawthorne.org to find out more. We do have a deadline coming up of November 30th. It's our early bird deadline. So if you're interested in being highlighted during that week of January, let us know so that we can give you more information and show you how it's a benefit to you to be a part of that. And just to let residents know, because I've been getting several calls about different traffic issues. One of those is that the city is already working on with the county is the lights on 120th Street to Prairie. They're not currently synced properly, so the city is working with the county on that. They're also working with the county on the signal light at Imperial and Doty because there is no delay between your light turning red and the other guy's light turning green. So the one with the green thinks it's clear and the one with the red is saying, hey, it just turned yellow, let me go. So yeah, yellow means go faster, right, Chief? So they are already working on that, so let the residents know. But I would like to ask the city manager if you can look into one more traffic issue that actually not only did I get complaints about, but I also experienced it. It's on Cedar and 122nd. It's like you have all these four-way stop signs, and then all of a sudden you come up on a two-way stop sign, and you don't realize it because there's nothing out there to tell you it's a two-way stop sign. So you stop, you look, you think it's clear, and you get ready to take off, and you almost get hit because there is no stop sign. It's not a four-way stop sign. So if you can maybe look into that and let me know. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy your turkey and then go work out.
Point of clarification. City Attorney, do we have to vote on that? Is that a directive? Do we need to vote on that?
No, that's a study.
Very good.
Councilwoman Katrina Manning.
Thank you for catching that, Dana, because now I'm like, do we got to vote? Do we got to vote? Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for staying here tonight with us. It's been a long night, so I look forward to leaving soon, hopefully. I wanted to also say welcome, David. Welcome, Chief Lay. Welcome, Archer. I'm excited to have you all. What a nice Christmas present, right? Like right before the holidays to celebrate. That's so awesome. Also, I wanted to mention that today, unfortunately, I attended Shirley Westbrook's funeral this morning, but they were very appreciative appreciative that the city of Hawthorne showed up to show our recognition. So just wanted to ask if Mayor Pro Tem, if you can end the meeting in her name. Also, I wanted to just mention that the grand opening for Sports Basement is happening November 22nd at 9 a.m. The location is 14351 Hendry Avenue. They're going to be having a full day of activities, and you can come and shop. And that's from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's ribbon cutting for Sports Basement. And then in addition to that, we're going to have the groundbreaking ceremony for Holly Park Restroom. And that's going to be Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at 10 a.m. And that address is 2058 West 120th Street. Again, please come out to support the groundbreaking of Holly Park. That is it for me. I can't remember what I did this week, so I'm going to just say, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
In English.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to all of our vendors that came out this evening to provide a taste of their business and information. I also want to thank and welcome Bake and Coffee, a new business at the corner of El Segundo and Crenshaw. It was good to have staff out there and our police. Let's see here. I just want to say thank you to our veterans, our Vietnam Veterans of America. Thank you to all of our veterans and for your service. And also thank you, Chief Lane, for your police officers who have served. Thank you, sir. I also want to thank Republic Services for coming out today. I like to be able to, bring firsthand information coming from the community to them directly so that they could hear exactly the community who reaches out to the city council. I always try and recommend that they try and call the 800 number first before calling us. But at that point, they're so frustrated, that's why they're reaching out to us. So I also want to provide Public Works, if you could please look at the two lights that are out at the railroad on Prairie and Northrop Way, going south on Prairie at Northrop Way, the outside lane on Prairie, right above the railroad. Two lights are out. I also want to say today on Hawthorne Boulevard, left turn from 120th Street going westbound onto Hawthorne Boulevard, the calibration is off. We sat there for a long period of time waiting for the left turn. It actually went twice around before we even got to do the left turn. So if you could please check on that. Again, we got to turn, but it took a long time. Thank you. There's a groundbreaking ceremony for Holly Park restroom. This is in collaboration with the Baldwin Hills and Urban Watershed Conservancy. It's Tuesday, November 18th at 10 a.m. Again, the paper shredding and e-waste collection is this Saturday the 15th from 9 to 1. The gate will be closing at 12:45. Please have proof of residency so that you could be able to drop off your goods. Thank you, Chief Lane, for bringing back the gun buyback. I think it's a great idea. Let's hope that we've got folks that will be enticed to walk away with gift cards that can maybe help them out, considering the times that we are in. Can I just go ahead and make mention again, the Thanksgiving turkey giveaway, Tuesday, November 25th at 1 p.m. That's at Betty Ainsworth Sports Center. We've been doing this for 18 years, and I'm proud that this year we're partnering with the Chamber of Commerce. I want to be able to provide to our workforce, which is our employees here at City Hall, and the community at large. So having said that, I need at least 4,000 to 5,000 turkeys. And trust me, we won't turn anyone away. There's always other people coming from other communities, and let me tell you, the need is great. I can't
Are they
express
gonna be
enough.
cooked? Are they gonna be cooked?
Huh?
Are they gonna be cooked?
I think, girl. No, our ministry is going to be doing a turkey meal giveaway, right, Greg, Pastor? Yep. Yeah, they're
So
going to be
is
doing
Del
it.
Air.
Yeah, they're going to be doing that. The holiday festival and toy giveaway here at City Hall has become very popular. And so thank you to Vaughn. Thank you to all of those that help, and that includes our community services department and just everybody. Everybody chips in, and it's a great time for everyone. We're doing toys and we're doing bike giveaway. So often I'll reach out to businesses to see if they could give a total of 5 bikes, maybe 6, 3 boys, 3 girls. And I hope that we're not getting the little tiny little miniature bikes, because that really doesn't help any. I'd like to see at least, even level of teen, mid-teen, and then, a youth. A couple of years we've gotten nothing but little tiny ones, and nobody could really do much with that. I'm wearing a hat because our city has gone, I guess, store. We have gear. So this is one of them here. The hat, we have jackets, we have mugs, we have, I think, backpacks. So thank you to Vaughn and I guess everyone that came up with this. Who else came up with this, Vaughn? Was it?
It was an entire team.
Yeah?
Teamwork. Yeah, it was everyone that
Okay,
pitched in for
so
this. Yes.
Hawthorne's on the map. Everybody's trying to get here. We're easily accessible right off the 105, the 405, the Harbor 110. And I hear it all the time. I've lived here 40 years. I've worked in the city of Los Angeles 20 years. And let me tell you, every time I talk with folks, especially today at LAFCO, it's always about Hawthorne. And they're really jealous that we've got 3 capital projects, which include City Hall, our senior center, and our public works gym. I'm gonna say gym because somebody wanted to get away from saying that other word, gym. And I think we're still able, if I remember correctly, Public Works, that we might even be able to implement a transportation, what do you call it? Like a little, I don't know how to, a dash, like a little bus or something that could be able to pick up our seniors and maybe take them to the grocery store, or maybe bring them home. That'll be great. I know a lot of seniors often have talked about how it's hard for them to go buy groceries and folks to watch over them. I've been helping a senior myself, and wow, they go to the store more than I do. It's just amazing. I don't know where they put it away, all the groceries. But with that, I just want to say, look forward to the giveaways. Look forward to Archer. Thank you so much, sir. I want to, obviously congratulate Archer, and I look forward to our partnership and shared community engagement. I wish you well and a favorable prosperity, which I know it's going to happen. If you need a pilot, my nephew flies for American Airlines. He's a captain. But yeah, I look forward to the beginnings of what could be a great contribution to the community through jobs and other efforts that your organization is bringing. With that, I just want to thank everyone, Dana, for what you're doing, obviously, and to you, City Attorney, congratulations on your appointment. And that should do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
I'm sorry, I just had one last thing to say. I just wanted to say this is a big deal to me. Thank you, Vaughn, for the new trash cans that we have around City Hall. I hated throwing trash because I would have to touch the trash can, but now you can freely throw the trash and you don't have to touch the trash can. It's a big deal to me. It may not be to other people, but I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
To the chair, can I
Yes,
have
go
one
ahead.
go back, please? I'm sorry, can you add 2 more intersections to your list? I just got some feedback. 135 in Prairie and 126 in Hawthorne. The traffic lights, you're waiting forever.
So these are traffic lights, not 4-way stop signs.
Correct.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying this long with us at home and here. And first, I want to say thank you to all the staff and the head departments to make us shine every day. I want to say thank you to all the presenters. So the presentation was good. From the trash company, to the Generation Connect, and of course the highlight of Archer, the Airport Improvement LLC. We look forward for a stronger and a healthy relationship for the future. And let this have to say, Hawthorne is open for business, so we can have more business coming. So, and we will accommodate them. I want to say that we attend the South Bay Web award dinner on the 30th. Was very good, and I also attend the 50 year anniversary of the Centennial Youth Service. It was a very good ceremony with my Councilwoman Johnson. It was nice. And basically, we have a lot of things happening, so I'm not going to repeat them. And I want to say thank you again for all of you out there that contact us with your issues, and we are here to serve you. So we thank you for the opportunity to serve you, and thank you to all the veterans that keep us this country safe and freedom. Say thank you, and happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys in December. So thank you again, and have a good night.
Mayor Pro
Happy
Tem,
Thanksgiving.
May I just
Yes.
say one
Oh,
thing?
yeah. So David
Real
and
quickly.
Lane, go ahead.
Real quickly, I just want to say thank you, Madam City Clerk. I enjoy working with you and your staff, one of the hardest working departments in the whole entire city, I may say. To the council, thank you very much for your vote of confidence. I will continue to do the very best I can to give you the best legal advice that I can. And I really want to say a special thank you to our city manager. I really, truly have enjoyed working with you for the last 3 weeks, and I'm really excited about the future, and I look forward to working with you for the foreseeable future. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we have a great team. So and we know that you guys it's a teamwork, and we look forward for your leadership and also for your legal advice. And Captain Lane became the Chief Lane. So our PD is in a good hands. So thank you for all your service and also all the captains. So we're going to be under your leadership. So thank you and welcome. Good night, everyone. Meeting adjourned.